Good morning, Sassy Fam. Welcome to your Thursday check-in. I hope you're well. I hope you are fabulous. Today's check-in will be for Celtic Cross. With Celtic Cross, as with any tarot reading, take what resonates, leave what does not. And do keep in mind, it's about your collective's core energy read, right? Having said that, there's a good chance I'll see a them or they pop up, and I'll report it. But it's not about a them or they. It's about you. How you are reacting to the situation, perceiving it, thinking it, feeling it, so on and so forth. But at that point, feel free to reverse energies as you see fit. And do keep in mind these are general collective readings, not one-to-one private, which is to say they may not resonate at all, which I understand is frustrating, but it's also normal. If that happens, check your other placements. You will find yourself in there somewhere. You guys, it's been a long day. Once more, I am recording the intro and the outro. I wanted to make more progress in the day before I gave you kind of like my notes. For those of you who have asked, and plenty of you have, Christina, isn't it time for the 3-month overview? Isn't it time? Oh, my subscribers, you do not let me forget. Oh, no. You do not let me forget. And you're right. You're absolutely right. It is time for the 3-month overview, specifically June, July, August. And typically, that kind of thing comes out the week before the month in review, or maybe even 2 weeks before. As many of you know, just to kind of catch you up to where I'm at, work and writing's going well. It's fine, it's busy, and it's well. The housework, yeah, that's happening, and that is also very preoccupying. Unfortunately, I have a family member who's ailing pretty hard right now, and has been for the past couple weeks. And that person has needed extra support, as you might imagine. The 3-month overview is not off the table. I still don't know if I have the time to record them. It kind of depends on several things. So here's the compromise. If I do, fantastic. You will have an in-depth for next week. If I don't have the time for it, well, we're going to delay that by a week or two, and then we're going to focus on July, August, and September. But yes, there will still be a 3-month overview. Let me tell you guys, it's been a day. It's been a heck of a day. Some of you, I had my hair done. It was nice. I had a nice, slick, tight braid. You know, and then as time wears on for me, things just kind of went to their factory settings. So some of you got the nice braid and others of you got this. And yeah, that's where we are. That's okay. That's life. But yeah, other than that, I'm fine, guys, personally. I could use a bit more sleep, if I'm being honest with you. Absolutely. But it's not about me right now. It's about my family. It's about my home. But I promise you, work is going well. And the house stuff, that's happening. You know, my daughter, I just call her Minnie, she's wrapping up her school year, so that's exciting. But yeah, one of my family members, like I said, needs a little extra support right now. So there you go. That's what's up with the 3-month review. I will have an absolute answer for you on the Sunday check-in. And I will see you at the Sunday check-in. And I will see you at your sign. Take care. Be well. Leo, what's up? Show me, Leo. First card, the Magician, crossing, 2 of Pentacles. Oh, yes. Crowning you is the 8 of Wands. Pass, the Wheel of Fortune. Okay. Exiting, 3 of Wands. Before you, 2 of Swords. Strengths, 3 of Cups. Environment, 3 of Swords. 10 of Swords in the hopes and fears, and the outcome is the Hermit. Well, gotta tell you, something's coming on through. You're like, holy cow. Was I supposed to take my manifestation seriously? So this is where I like to tell people, yeah, you need to know that you're manifesting, because as improbable as it seems with the 2 of Pentacles crossing, it's like, that's probably not going to happen. I've been on and off manifesting this for a long time. It's not going to happen. And I understand that. But also, you know, no matter how much we dumb down or water down our manifestation, there's still possibility that it'll come through. It takes the time that it takes. And it may not arrive in the form that you were expecting or hoping or wishing for, but nonetheless, something's showing up for you, and it's showing up via communication. The past in this respect is literally coming back to you in some way. I don't want that to sound like a threat to you. I have no idea what it is. But it's something your own spirit, your own energy said, yeah, I was kind of hoping that would happen, but I didn't take it too seriously. It's like a manifestation I'm not quite sure what you're telling me here. I've been dipping in and out of for years. I didn't take it too seriously. I wanted a little something, you know? That's all. I didn't take it seriously. Why would the universe take that seriously? Okay. So the Wheel of Fortune's in your past, and that Wheel of Fortune, those gears, honey, have been grinding, moving forward, churning up the past and bringing it in some form, in some way, present day to you. And it's coming through as communication. It crowns you soon. In other words, you'll be aware of it soon. Exiting, 3 of Wands. Yeah, no more waiting. It's here. So the waiting's on the exit. We don't have to wait for this anymore, which many of you are like, yeah, but I didn't take it too seriously, so I wasn't waiting. Well, part of you was. The manifestation, the magician there is some sort of admission that you were asking something from the universe, which in some way, even if we weren't fully recognizing it with the 2 of Pentacles, we were still waiting on it in some way. You can stop waiting now. It's coming on through. I hope you wished well. I really don't know. Perhaps they'll show me an advice. Before you in future is 2 of Swords. Well, what the heck is this? What do I do with this? I don't know what to do with this. It's here. I'm not trying to be, ominous. Mind you, this is something you've been asking for a long time. Even if it was kind of like in a half-assed way. Excuse me, but it's true. 2 of Swords. I don't know what to do with this. You're going to have to figure it out. All I can tell you, honey, is what it is that you didn't take too seriously in terms of manifestation over seasons, possibly years in this context. All I can tell you is that the communications come through. You're not obligated to talk to it if you don't want to. Now that it's here and reality is presenting itself, you might have a very different perspective of it. It's like, well, now that it's here, maybe I don't actually want it. Or this wasn't what I had thought it would be. In which case, like I say all the time, you get to choose your own level of participation. That includes communication too. You don't have to respond. If it's not what you thought it would be, and that happens a lot in situations like this, if it's not what you were hoping for, if it was more like in your spirit and fantasy thing as opposed to what you actually perceive for yourself in reality, once more, you don't have to communicate. You don't have to acknowledge it. You don't have to return it. You still have free will. Or you might choose to participate. You might choose to communicate back in whatever way feels comfortable or correct to you. Tarot's about the proof of choice, not the absence of it. Okay, your strengths, 3 cups. If you wanted to connect to this, you could at this social, emotional level. Yeah, you could absolutely do that. This is something that's like you can connect here, you can connect there. You're pretty good at it. You don't see it as a big deal. A 3 of cups is a 3 of cups, and I agree. It should be pretty simple in nature to connect with people because it feels right, it feels good, it feels light, it feels celebratory, or frankly, because you just freaking want to. So it's your strengths. That doesn't mean you have to use it towards this, but if you wanted to, yeah, you could. You're that Leo. You can connect pretty well, pretty easily, pretty effectively. 3 of Swords is in your environment. This, though, is coming from a place of heartbreak. 3 of Swords. I don't know how old it is, but it's with you. This would be inviting back into your life a certain level of heartbreak. I'm guessing those pieces that weren't fully healed. And that's most likely where you're kind of on and off again. Manifestation was coming from. Part of you was connecting to the manifestation of this past. Comes out through communication once more. Because your heart was still aching in some way. It doesn't mean you were full-time heartbroken all the time, all day, every day. But yeah, if you choose to communicate with this in order to readdress it, yeah, it's going to bring up some old wounds. So again, you got to know that you want to do this. You don't have to. But unresolved pain and things like that tends to be the root of a lot of people's partial attempts at manifestation. Then they're like, no, I don't need it. And technically you don't need it. But in some way, part of you is still trying to heal or resolve the old issue. So we pull on it in terms of manifestation from time to time. Ten of Swords and the hopes and fears. This could hurt, yes. Like I said, if you re-allow this into your life, there's an admission here that in order to work through it, it's going to bring up the old pieces that didn't quite fit, that actually quite hurt. Okay? Yeah, but you're afraid of being hurt by this, and it might trigger another ending if you participate. Hopes and fears is a guarantee of nothing. It's just kind of how we're perceiving the situation on the inside, where no one else can see it. Not really. The outcome is the Hermit. You will choose a form of healing, and that's going to be based on wisdom and experience. I can't tell you what that looks like. You will decide for yourself what your hermit looks like, based on wisdom and experience and having walked the path of enlightenment before. Like I said, for some of you, this represents whatever it is that's in the past coming on back through. It might be your opportunity to heal with it, because I can see that you have, well, lots of leftover spaces in you that still ache. I'm not saying closure. I'm not a big fan of that word. You can provide closure for yourself. I'll always be that person who says that because it's true. I believe in that. No. This is something that you get to choose if you want to try to understand it, work with it, or heal with it. But closure begins with you. You don't need this thing or person's whatever permission. So some of you, your hermit might be to connect with this and in some way work with it. Maybe learn from it, process it, possibly even heal with them. For others of you, the hermit represents wisdom and experience that says, no, I don't need to. Just because I was asking for it and it came through doesn't mean it's in alignment with me today. So do keep that in mind. Whatever this is, yeah, something to think about. Just because it comes back through the present day and it's from the past does not mean it's in any more alignment with who you are today. It's one of the reasons it comes back around, to see if you understand that. But it is, if it is in better alignment with you, can you understand that too? Can you see it? So I understand your indecision. I understand the fear here of being hurt if you open back up to it, connect to it specifically. So you get to figure out for yourself what your hermit does. Five of Wands, Knight of Cups, and Strength. Yeah, it's coming toward you. It's a bit of a conflict, though. I see you're on the receiving end of mixed emotion. It's not easy for this person to show up either. Okay, they understand that there's an argument between you two at the emotional level. They understand that that argument also resides within you. I understand. But there you are, Strength. You have mixed emotions, so do they. Someone, however, is trying to show vulnerability. The High Priestess, Six of Cups, and the Queen of Swords. Looks to me, though, between your intuitive self and your intelligent self, you understand what this connection means to you. And in many ways, intuitively, and this is where I want you to listen to yourself, You already know, quote unquote, what you're going to do with this. It's somewhere in there. And when you acknowledge that at the intuitive level, it comes to the forefront of your mind as truth. Could you connect with this again? Reconnect through it? Yes. Would it reinvite in some way pain into your life in order to resolve differences? Yes. Do you have to? No. So, all that aside, you know you have mixed feelings about them and they, you. Okay. But you, just you, already know what you feel. Therefore, you already kind of know what you know. I understand it's the past. I understand in your own way you cherish this person. For some of you, that's all you need to know. And you won't need any more. For others of you, you might open up towards them. Number 15, you can make it through. Your higher self is always guiding you. What wisdom does your higher self have for you? Yeah, this is one of those infuriating readings where I always have to kind of tell people that there's the proof of choice, not the absence of it. Take great care, nurture yourself, prioritize well your own being, and tread gently on your journey ahead. But take great care. Remember, you're the priority here in your situation. What is worthy of you? Take care of yourself. And you get to figure out what that means. In terms of time frame, I know some of you are interested about that. The way the communication hits you, it looks like it's after the fact. The waiting period's over. So we're looking at now, but then also I'm seeing the references to summer, to late summer. So we're talking your season outwards to Virgo season. But honestly, between now and then, sometime over the summer. Okay. Letters R, U. We have the dragon here. Emperor, empowerment. Standing up for yourself, what is correct for you, and acting on it accordingly. We have the medallion of Capricorn. Some of you might have some very strong Capricornian chart, could be connecting to, or this season might be important to you. We have the unicorn in reverse and upside down. You know, this isn't a unique situation. I know it feels unique to you. Like, what are the odds? What are the chances that I wasn't even taking that manifestation seriously. No, this kind of thing happens all the time. And it might be that while you cherish this connection, what you're experiencing with it really isn't unique. Things, people come back around all the time. That doesn't mean once more they're any more aligned to who we are today. Okay? That's one of the reasons why it comes back around, is that you can kind of see it better now. Because you understand yourself better now. Keep that in mind. We have the butterfly in reverse. Yeah, this could be a non-transformed connection. Perhaps it's just the proof you needed that you can let this particular manifestation go. The pain too. It's not what you thought it was. It's not what you thought you were desiring. And now you might have absolute proof of it. I see it as a form of freedom. And like I said, you will exercise the hermit appropriately as you see fit to continue to walk your own path, or to see if your two paths still have some walkability on it together. Okay, Leo, honey, I hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Sag, what's up? What's going on for Sag? All right, first card down, Leo and Leo, the Magician, Three of Pentacles. Different context, though. So, Magician, crossing, 3 of Pentacles, yeah, crowning you, 9 of Pentacles, yeah. Okay, the past, Hierophant, exiting the Star before you, Knight of Cups, yeah, okay. Okay, all right. Strengths, 2 of Pentacles, 7 of Cups is in your environment. 5 of Cups is in the hopes and fears and the outcomes. The 7 of Pentacles. Yeah, you are working on bringing something together and it feels different. It feels new. It's kind of exciting. And you're showing me manifestation. Right, here we go. 3 of Pentacles, challenging. Yeah, you're bringing something together and it looks like it just started. It has prospects attached to it, a sense of newness, cooperation. It's like the first thing that came to mind is I want to put a band together. And right now we're auditioning. That kind of thing. You already got some key folks, but you need about 3 more band members. And it's like, so here you're showing me I'm pulling in the right people, the right resources to make this happen and then hammering it out. We pause a little bit. Okay, work on bringing this together more. So you are trying to include the correct people, building and forging the appropriate connections and thus the appropriate contracts. So I'm not quite sure what you're doing, but I like your track. I do. 9 of Pentacles is crowning you. You already kind of bring into this a wealth of experience. So there you are. Like, I'm part of this. It's exciting. Let's do this. I'm excited. You are excited. You are excited to be a part of this. You're one of the band members, right? Maybe you're the lead singer, or I don't know, the lead guitarist. I don't know. But you're showing me prominence. I'm here. I signed up to this. This is exciting. I'm very happy for you because, like I said, you're bringing a great deal of experience already to the table. And like, I can't wait to see how this builds. This is great. I love it when people show me this is what I'm doing. It's just starting and I'm kind of excited. I see that. That's cool. All right. The Hierophant is in the past. You know, that doesn't mean it's over. That just means you are familiar with the idea of commitment. And for what I'm looking at here in terms of work, yes, I agree with you. This does take a certain level of committed spirit to stand up in this sense of building something from the ground up. And contracting yourself to it to make sure that this thing succeeds, that it grows, that you do your part. So for now, you're showing me commitment in that respect. However, yes, of course, some of you might be in solid commitments and it's your base. But you're showing me such a strong sense of self and individuation, and I got this. I believe your commitment here is I signed up to this, and it's just starting, and I'm putting myself into it. I'm dedicated to this band, or whatever it is. I'm just putting it into context. So I think that's how you're showing me your Hierophant. It's like, I know what it is. When I sign up to something, I mean it. When I put my name down on that line, I mean it. When I say I understand my responsibilities and will fulfill them, I mean it. Right? No problem. Okay, exiting the Star. There is a kind of dream here. You're like, that's not mine anymore. I'm all about this now. And that happens. That does happen. There are stars for you, just in the general sense as I'm saying it right now, in other words, non-specific, that you've given up on. It's like, oh, that was a dream once upon a time, or I used to build into this concept, or I used to build into that concept, or I used to reach for this or reach for that. And you're like, no. No, this is something I can actually get my hands on from early on, from the ground up, and I'm excited. I want to be here. I signed up to this, and this has actually happened. This is not some vague notion, okay? I am making something happen in reality, and it's shaping up, and it's exciting. It's exciting. It really is. Isn't that such a cool energy, though? I love that. So I can understand. Not everybody who endeavors upon a star, concludes that it's for them, or that it's sustainable, or it's like, you know what, I tried this out, I'm glad I did. You had to have done something often enough and or well enough in order to have that level of experience. Okay? So I'm not surprised necessarily to see a fading star for you. That's because you're working on something else now that's important to you. Okay? You're showing me commitment energy around this, so I know it's not just some far-fetched concept, idea, or fantasy. It's happening. Congratulations, you keep at it. You're doing awesome. Knight of Cups before you in future, a little bit of softness there, a little bit of sensitivity. Doesn't feel so career-ish now. Looks like we We changed our tune just a little bit in that bridge, that space of future orientation. Heart space softened up a little bit. So it's either you expressing yourself to someone or possibly someone expressing themselves to you. We will see. Perhaps they will show me on advice. But it feels different. It feels different. Don't get me wrong. I like the way you're accelerating. You're doing good things in there. You want more of it. You're seeing results and you're excited. I think many of you are still in that position of, like I said, auditioning band members, or perhaps in this context, colleagues or helpers or something. But it's exciting to see that take shape, right? For it to form up. It's cool. It's a cool process. It's selection. But you know who you are, and that feels awesome. You know your contribution. But over here, it's like soft a little bit. Just soft, just a little bit. A little bit of vulnerability there. A little bit of sweetness in the heart space. Okay. All right. Two of Pentacles and your strengths. I bet this is a kind of normal Two of Pentacles given the context. I will see people carry out multiple roles all the time. So long as you say you got it and you told me that you did, then I believe you. But wearing many hats, carrying out many obligations, like I said, you're still bringing people in, so it would not surprise me at all if many of you are carrying double duty at this time. Okay, fulfilling multiple roles, responsibility levels, and frankly, just figuring things out, because we are in that proposition, the energies of hammer here, hammer there, work, progress. Okay, more assistance is needed. What do we need now to expand and solidify? Da, da, da. You see what I'm saying? So the Two of Pentacles, like I said, and your strengths, normal. That's good. It's good because this is the kind of sacrifice that you need. You can have a lot of things up in the air and feeling responsible for them all. But that is a kind of sacrifice while you're working things out. So right now, the energies are building, and they have tension, and they're building, and they have tension. But right now, you got it. You got it. I know that some days are probably crazier than others, but you're not showing me anything that you don't want to do. So the Two of Pentacles is a good strength for you to have. Seven of Cups, and there it is again. There's that softness. There it is again in your environment. Are you exploring love a little bit? Open up the heart space just a little bit, because it's like, well, it's personal though. It's not work stuff. It's not. That's something else. And it is something else. It's so sweet. Almost a little bit shy of a Saggy. Sag may not be one of your dominant placements, and that's okay. No, but there it is again. Seven of Cups, the options in love. It's no big deal. You know, it's kind of like that. But then when you get back to those work energies, it's like, that's fine. That's great. Look at me go. Look at me. Look at me. Look at me. Ma, look at me. Yeah, okay. You're doing great. Yeah, but there it is. I think some of you, a little bit right here on your bridge to the future soon. Okay. Opening up just a wee bit, and that exploration continues. Okay. We have the Five of Cups in the hopes and fears. You know, that's old, past emotional stuff. Pretty normal. We all have a little bit of baggage. It's to be expected. The point is to not be brought so low by our baggage that we disconnect from ourselves and our own sense of love and experiences. So I want you to hope for new experiences in love, because that's clearly something that is happening for you, even if it is kind of like at a side note. But yeah, simply put, some of you are, I would say, healthily afraid of being hurt again. Okay. And then also, am I too afraid of the past to proceed? And there's something that might be new and just unfolding. That's something I need you to work through. A hopes and fears is a guarantee of nothing. It's just a little bit of what we're experiencing on the inside. Okay. So I would just say, don't succumb to past losses. We all have them. Don't give your life away to them. Recognize them as being normal. And then also recognize it as part of our responsibility to work through them. That way we can form new, healthy, loving attachments. Okay? So like I said, we all have a little bit of baggage, but don't carry so much that you don't move. Okay? Or that you think that you can't move in terms of love. Seven of Pentacles in the outcome. Look at you. It started out with I'm getting the band together to a solid 7. Well, that happened pretty fast. So I don't want you to take that Seven of Pentacles in the negative. You have to see where you were starting from. So that's progress. That's really good progress in my book and any tarot reader's book. You started out with a 3 of Pentacles. I'm shaping it. We're shaping it. I know what I'm bringing to the table. And it's like I'm shaping it. So it's not just you. This thing where you're shaping it stabilizes pretty quickly. Okay. 7 of Pentacles. You're like, okay, this thing, not just starting to take shape, it's starting to feel comfortable in its pathway, in its development, in its execution, in your work and career. Okay, it was nice that you showed me. I understand that fading star. It's, you know, I have to say this all the time. You have to reach for the star to understand if it's for you, if you want to continue on in that path, because you have to devote so much energy to it in order to achieve it. And not everybody's star is the same, or it starts to lose meaning and context over the years. You know, so whatever that star is, okay, I'm glad you know it's not for you anymore. It gave you room then to work on other things, literally. I have to admit, terribly curious about your softer side here today. Because you just see, you know, Ace of Cups with the Lovers. You know, it has that vibe. Okay. That you're afraid of being hurt again. And yet, I really kind of want you to examine that a little more closely, because you seem to be interested in opening up. It seems to be. I know you are. And if it hasn't happened yet, it will soon. So I don't know who approaches. I don't know who approaches for that space of love. It's either you or someone's approaching you, but you're open to it. You're more open to it, 7 of Cups, than you are shut off with the 5. Okay? So just FYI, let's get some advice for Sergi. Nine of Cups, the Knight of Pentacles, and the King of Cups. Yeah, you're on your way. I'm on my way. I know that was the song, and I don't remember, but I remember it was like twin brothers who sang it. They were the same folks who sang, I would walk 5,000 miles. Their other one, their other song. I'm on my way. Yeah, on the way. 9 of Cups, the Knight of... There it is. I got 2 people crossing at some point, and it's in the exploration of love. It is a big old heart space in there, too, the King of Cups. So either you're approaching them or they're approaching you. I honestly don't know, but it is coming from a good place of self-love, self-interest, and wish fulfillment in somebody's heart. The other person responds. It's gentle. It's a very gentle approach, but it's sincere. It's legitimately sincere, ready to give and receive from the heart. So it's bloody gorgeous. It feels very comfortable. Solid, too. I can see why we want to open up to this. Either you're prompting it or you're receiving it. But you are exploring. Why is this person... Okay, I'm sorry. I haven't... You know, it's so odd. That was such a sharp specification. I don't always get those anymore. I can see why. I'm busy all the time. It's hard for my brain to relax. Or my eye. Someone's going to be seeing your home for the first time. It's vulnerability. It's a very vulnerable situation. We're nervous. First time they're seeing my home space, my personal space. And we're opening up to that. Oh, I agree. Well, that is a very vulnerable thing, isn't it? You have someone over for the first time. Not that it has to go in the direction of sexuality or sexual expression. I'm just saying it's a vulnerable thing. Like, this is where my life happens. And all the craziness. Please don't judge me. It's kind of like, and it is, it's a vulnerable thing. It's like, yeah, that's where I have the coffee maker. Yeah, that's where I have the table. Yeah, that's where my dog and all their toys are. It's a vulnerable thing. And why? It's such a strong impression for your reading today. It is so strong. That is wildly strong today. I'm going to be seeing someone's home for the first time. Either they yours or yours theirs. I don't know. It looks so soft, but strong. That's all I know. It is again, I know. Who's doing it then? Is it you or them? I don't know. Is there twice now? It looks great. It feels so good. But I'm happy for you. I'm happy for this. Some of you are undergoing PS massive reconstructive efforts just in your home and coin environment. And this is something that you have been insisted upon. Some of you are rebuilding, but it feels like an opportunity. Like a really solid opportunity you're creating for yourself. It's a little shaky at first. That's okay. You're used to taking on multiple roles. That's not a big deal for you. I like what you're doing here. I like that you're committed to this. You're like, I'm going to stand on my own 2 feet here, but I'm going to work with others in a way we're going to produce this thing, and it's awesome. You're doing so good. I love that. I'm so proud of you. This is... Why is that vulnerability is so high? It's so... But it's sweet. It's not threatening. What is... You're afraid, though. There's a little bit of fear. But, yeah, new dawn, new day. The Fool. Yeah, I know. I don't know what that is anyway. Between soon, the Fool is 0. It has no numeric. Start point is just 0. So that could be anywhere between now, outward. The next water season is Cancer. Right now we're in Gemini. So that's right around the corner. Anyway, just, guys, I don't know. But it's in your immediate future, so it's beautiful. I'm rooting for you. I really, really am. You look great. I like what you're doing here. I like what you're building. Some of you might be rebuilding from old commitments, but there's such a strong sense of I got this, but I'm not alone. You seem to work very well with others. I don't know what your star is that faded out, but it doesn't look like it's too important anymore. It used to be, but now you're doing other things. You have different focuses. You have different stars. The right track. Yes, you are. You are going in the right direction, so just keep moving forward. I couldn't agree more. On both fronts, career as well as in love. They're kind of lining up quite well. Very nice. Very, very nice. Okay. Number 4. You are the joy seeker. What little victories can you celebrate? Don't forget to celebrate yourself, your achievements, and what you have done. Don't forget to celebrate you. The little things in particular, I completely agree. But yes, you are the joy seeker. Okay. We have D, N, X, H, I, and B. Okay. Sagittarius, I hope this helped you. It's very exciting. I like what you're doing here. It's good stuff. Keep it up. Take care. Be well. Aries, what's up? What's going on for Aries? All right, first card down, the Star. Crossing, 3 of Cups. Yes, crowning you, 3 of Pentacles. Past, Page of Cups. Exiting, Queen of Pentacles. Before you, the Ace of Cups. Ooh, Strength, 7 of Cups. Yes. 6 of Wands in your environment. You're very romantic, Aries. Ace of Wands in the hopes and fears. Outcome is the 8 of Coins. Slow down, honey. You're going to hurt yourself. No, I'm kidding. You got this. This Star, it's like I have a hope, I have a dream, and I'm bringing it together now. I'm going to work through this now. You are showing me elements that pertain to emotionality and also real-world function. They're both important to you. Let's make that clear. The reason why I am kind of focusing more on love is because this Queen of Pentacles on the exit. I will get back to that. All right. But yeah, to make it clear, I'm seeing both. Okay, and you want to do well and excel in both. I see that. But the Star, yeah, so very, very important. A calling. I got to reach for the Star. I got to do this thing. It's inside me. I want to meet that. I want to connect to it. 3 Cups is crossing. You admit there's an admission in here within the spirit. It may not be the easiest thing to bring together, Christina. Oh, but what star ever is, my darling? What star ever is? Okay. You know, a lot of people have visions, dreams, goals, aspirations that are very up here. They even call them lofty, perhaps fantastical. The only way you really know if you can achieve your lofty goals is to put yourself into it. Okay. Navigate towards that star a little bit every day. And if it reaches back for you, in other words, you see progress, then it's yours. Keep going. If it's impossible to reach, at least you tried. A lot of people won't try. You know? Oh, the star can bring such amazing results. So much more deeply satisfying than perhaps the sun, because our idea of happiness can shift and change pretty easily. So I would never call the sun happily ever after. For some folks, that's a workable idea, especially if the sun's next to the star. That's nice. It's beautiful. But yeah, no, the star requires a little bit more of a fixed point of vision calling. And you're like, this may not be the easiest thing to bring together. There you go. Like, it's going to have moments. I know it's going to have its moments. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. And Three of Pentacles is crowning you. It's like, yeah, you started the process now as we speak. You have already kind of put some work into effect to meet that goal in some way. So you see this star then as realistic. It's got to have a start point, right? Got to start somewhere. I'm going to connect to it. I'm working on it, Christina. I'm working on it. Mark my gorgeous, sexy words. I'm working on it. And you are. You, I like how I'm chuckling because you're like Three of Cups is crossed and you're like, it may not be the easiest thing to bring together. I'm doing it anyway. So you're doing it anyway. You're putting it down now. Three of Pentacles in some ways crowning you. It's like, I'm working on that vision. I'm going to make it happen. You just mark my words. I am. You mark them too. Don't forget them. Page of Cups in the past. Yeah, you're like, I know what's going on. I'm not stupid. Page of Cups is in the... You're like, yeah, my heart space is opening up. Yeah, I felt it before. I know. It's very cute. So the past doesn't mean it's over. It just means you have experience with it before. Some people, past is past. But you're like, I've experienced this before. It starts out with a Page of Cups, Christina. You know, you got to feel the feeling. It's a little bit. You got to figure out if it's true for you, if it's worth opening up towards. And if it is, you do it. And if it's not, you don't. See? He's like, you show me you've been there. You've done that. You got it. Okay. Queen of Pentacles is on the exit. There's not so much of a focus here about comfort. I'm not saying work isn't important to you. It clearly is. I see that. You're very realistic. And when something inspires you or you want it, you literally put work into it. So I know your sense of achievement's important to you. Your sense of comfort is important to you. But that's not the focus. The focus here is bringing some sort of love in your life and giving it room to take root, to plant itself and to grow realistically. So while you look initially like a big dreamer, you actually want this very much in your world. And you want it returned to you in a way that you can recognize. So yeah, no, the emphasis is not here on your comfort zone and what it is you've known. You want to build into that which you feel deeply connected to, inspires you, and you say is right for you. And only you can determine what that star is. I just know that as we speak, you're putting in the work to try to make something happen. And then also, minor interpretation. There might have been someone who has exited your life. Perhaps a former partner, perhaps, I don't know. But someone's presence who no longer affects your life on the day-to-day, on the practical sense. There's that as well. It's not my primary interpretation, but for some of you, FYI, you know? But yeah, the focus here is not on what you've known. It's not on your comfort zone. No. The fact that you're opening up to this suggests that you would like a new comfort zone in a space of love and the worthiness of love. Okay? You want to make space for that. And that's it's a gorgeous thing, excuse me. Oh, your reading is making me nervous. Ace of Cups is before the future. Yeah, it's happening. I told you. You're putting down the groundwork. You're going to start seeing results for that star, honey. You got a beautiful heart space. It's blooming beautifully, I must say. It started out here as the feeling, okay, I think I can open up. Yeah. So it's a fully bloomed experience. It's so gorgeous. Look at that. Started out here with this little guy. And look at that. Yeah. You are experiencing love. You are sipping from the cup of love. You are expanding towards love. So what it is you were putting down the groundwork for and bringing something together, your only admission there is that it might be tricky. But you're going to do it, right? Yeah, I mean, you weren't wrong, so. So 7 of Cups is in your strengths. You're like, yeah. I know how to explore options. I know how to be romantic. I know how to explore feelings. I'm not afraid of that. I'm not. Strength. Strength, Christina. I see that. I see that. You, my friend, are very charming. 6 of Wands is in your environment, so I'm not trying to flatter you too much because it looks like you already know. You got a victory in love, my friend. You got a victory in love, and you well know it, don't you? Cheeky. You damn well know it. I swear to goodness. I swear to goodness, you are walking around with a particular triumph. You're like 10 feet tall here. You have confidence, emotional confidence here. It's not intimate tarot, but for some of you it might be sexual confidence, but it's not quite right. It's a victory in love, and you damn well know it. You know it. You're glowing with it. I mean, that was the goal. So you are literally meeting your goal. I'm very curious if they'll show me advice about why you considered this tricky. But you're working on it. Bringing this together. This vision together. Connecting or reconnecting someone specific or brand new, I don't know. I just see the effect of your heart unfolding to this, and you have a victory in love. It's very distinct. But I'm glad you feel confident about it. It looks good on you. Ace of Wands in your hopes and fears. Oh, that's all hope, honey. That's not a fear. That's hope. That's all. It's so turned on. If it was a fear, it's like, I'm afraid of how turned on I am. No, it's a hope. Yo. Aries, congratulations. That is gorgeous. You're so inspiring. You're so turned on. But it's more than just obviously attraction. It was water first. It always was. And if it was just fire, I wouldn't be seeing so much significance around dreams. You know, long-term vision. So no, but it doesn't hurt. And also do keep in mind you are a fire sign. I would be a little worried if you didn't show me some fire. Okay. But yeah, no, that's beautiful. Your hope has been fully activated, my friend. It's like, do I dare hope for this? Oh, you do dare. You do. You literally made it happen. You would know. Yeah, but yeah, that's beautiful. 8 of Pentacles in the outcome. Whatever this is gets a fine pair of legs underneath it. That sounded a certain way. But it wasn't intended that way. It just sounded that way. But it's got a fine pair of working legs underneath this. And 8 of Pentacles, you're putting some fantastic work into this. You're glowing. You have a clear victory in love. You captured someone's heart. They captured yours. And it feels fantastic. So your little plan here was wonderful. I mean, can't find fault with it. It worked. 8 of Pentacles, yeah. This is going to continue to grow. It's quite beneficial to you both. Let's make that clear. But the work has returned to you. Let's get some advice, please. This, at some point, is when we start connecting to the plan, building into it. And then here we have a strong recognition of the heart space. It's no contest. Absolutely no contest. That's a victory in love. Like, I did that. Very visible in your environment. It's like, Aries, what's going on with you? You're acting like you're in... Oh. And then the recognition, it dawns on them. Oh. Nice. Very nice. All right. The Hierophant. Oh, the Devil, the Five of Pentacles. I'm sorry. I am sorry. But also, no, I'm not. You know, I'm going to pull a couple more. The Hierophant, the Devil, the Five of Pentacles. That is a strong but correct break from something that perhaps was a little too codependent, unhealthy. Terrified to break from a commitment and using that commitment as an excuse to reinforce one's fears. So codependency. Commitments, like anything, should be expressed in a healthy way, not used as an excuse to appease someone's fears about breakage and or abandonment. A lot of earth energy there. The Hanged Man, Six of Cups, and the Knight of Pentacles. So you've had a lot of time to reflect. Okay, that Queen of Pentacles then. I told you the focus was not on your own particular sense of comfort zone that's been established. You're clearly open to new and the influence of new, powerfully so. You showed me that several times. The willingness to pursue it is beautiful in you, reaching for it. Got a little plan in here. But for others of you, I did feel compelled to say someone might have taken their exit here. Someone whose sense of self, energy, or participation was not coming from a good place. The Hanged Man, Six of Cups, Knight of Pentacles, with much due thought, consideration. There is this idea, and that is an idea, and then it kind of turns into the flow, and then the output. That you were always headed in a particular direction with a soul bond. Perhaps you always were. It just took time to recognize it. This is someone whom you recognize of the past, I believe. Or someone, at least, that represents a healthy bond. But we've given this a lot of perspective. I think I'm heading that direction. Perhaps I always was. And I'm just saying that now. Or I've been saying it or trying to answer that call or move in that direction or that particular flow. So you may not know them. It might be that they are still new, but the idea is that something calls you, and it's been calling you for a long time, and you're just now kind of meeting that call, practically, at a speed you're comfortable with. But I do know this, by the time you start working through this and putting down that groundwork for connecting, something that you say once more may not be the easiest thing. By the time you arrive, you're ready for it. I want to push just a little bit further. Yes. Within 3 months or less. Right there. Yes. For some of you, waiting for the timing to be right, whatever that means. But it's not idle. There's nothing about your reading that's idle. You're planning for that connection. Okay? And like I said, 3 months or less. 3 was emphasized. 3 days, 3 weeks, 3 hours. I don't bloody know. But I like it. Very direct, very to the point. Here's was. Sagittarius had a particular flow as well. They emphasized many aspects about work and building into oneself and stability. But then they had this beautiful little private space of intimacy that was being explored. Yours is actively explored. I think you're pursuing, to be honest with you. But take it resonates, etc. Number 35, this is the primary one. Okay. Number 35. Turn your worry into wonder. Surrender to the experience. What possibilities can you dream into reality? And don't dream it, be it. Yes. Ah, perfect. You're coming up with some sort of scenario here to generate the activity. Yep. You're dreaming that one into existence. Number 8. You heal by releasing, not suppressing. What emotions do you need to feel? Number 8, and also that sense of perhaps some of you walking away. And for others of you, this represents the overall state of where you're coming from, that need to emotionally suppress, and we don't need to do this anymore. No. Resurrection. Shake off the past and rise again. Reinvent yourself. And you will rise up from the ashes even more powerful. Ooh. Here we have that combination, actually, of the transformative experience mixed with the Hierophant, which, in my opinion, yes, that is... I kind of wish that there was an energy that represented that instead of them just teaming up, which would be the Death card and the Hierophant. But yes, I do think that that is well said. Okay. A kind of commitment to the self, to rise again, to change, to transform. Anyway. We have letters W, Q, R, D, I, F, N. We have the medallion of Cancer. The key word here being imaginative and pulling that into reality. I see that. Some of you have some very interesting Cancer in your chart can be connecting to, or this season might be important to you. Aries, honey, congratulations. Good job knowing thyself, what it is that you are clearly ready for, and prepared to act towards. It's beautiful. It's wonderful. You don't see this goal in love as passive at all. You very much want this, and you're working on it in a way that's almost step by step. Preparedness. This means something to you. You don't just think whatever this is should fall in your lap. You don't think it'll just be easy. No, you assume it's going to take some work. But that anything's achievable, doable, if you just put your mind to it. I'm like you. I get that. Anyway, congratulations. I hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Aquarius, what's up? What's going on for Aquarius? All right, first card down, the Ace of Wands, crossing the Six of Pentacles, crowning you as the Wheel of Fortune. Oh, past is the Queen of Wands. Okay. Exiting is the King of Wands. Okay. Okay, so that's all I can say right now is okay. Ace of Cups is before you in future. Strengths is the Page of Pentacles. Yeah, Page of Cups is in the environment. Okay. Three of Swords is in the hopes and fears, and the outcome is the Magician. You know, at Eight of Wands, people get so... They start salivating sometimes when they see that Eight of Wands. Well, I typically associate it with work, so no. I don't... I'm like, whoo, Eight of Wands. No, it's like, oh, here we go. Emails, contracts, communications, edits, whatever. But this, even though the Six of Pentacles is crossing it, you're showing me it's not about balance, though. It's not about work. It's about whether or not I should. Like, I can talk to this. There's the proposal there. I can talk with this. I can technically interact with it. You are technically correct. Yes, you can technically interact with this. You can technically make it balanced if you wanted to or felt compelled towards, but the Wheel of Fortune, whatever this is that's coming on through, in some way it represents a doubling back effort. It was supposed to come back through in its own time and in its own way. At first I thought it was, what you doing? You know, are you putting some news out there into the world for a situation, place, circumstance, or person of the past? You're like, no, it came to me, and I'm not that thrilled with it. Okay. Because there is the proposal here to balance, to put things in motion, get things back in working order, just to make things, quote unquote, work. So while on the surface, it looks like it could be work stuff, the energy's not there. And that kind of takes it to a different interpretation, because King, Queen of Wands, that's a matching frequency. In the past, whatever this is used to get you excited. Like, you get excited, honey. You would jump out of bed for that communication. It's like, look at me. Ooh. And you would share that frequency with somebody. King, Queen of Wands. That's a matching pair. Like I used to have that reaction. I used to kind of have that jump to, sit up straight reaction to this. Not so much anymore. Not so much in a very long time. You were under the impression that this energy was gone. Someone whom you shared that kind of hot frequency with, passionate, perhaps maybe even impulsive. Yeah, no, something comes on through when it's supposed to. It doubles back on itself in time, and you can see that now. You're reflecting on it. It's like, what do I do with this? I can balance it, technically, yeah. But I got to be honest with you, Christina, this doesn't hit like it used to. Once upon a time, I used to drool, maybe. I'm exaggerating for the reading. But I used to say drool at the proposal of bringing this together. Be like, oh, yeah, I'm all for it. But, you like that energy for me? That was in the past. And as far as I know, their energy was gone, exited. Huh. I'm not looking at Aquarius, who's very surprised. So that tells me this is already like in your inbox, or it's already in your messages received. You don't look very surprised. You're just kind of in that space of, what do I do with it? Well, to balance or not to balance, that is the question. You get to decide. You will soon enough. But I do want you to trust the absence of feeling, because that is true. Some of you might connect to this just to confirm that. It's like, I agreed to connect to you to just check in, catch up. But I'll be honest with you, I don't feel about this the way I used to. But it's been nice catching up with you. Something like that. Others of you may not at all. I don't know. There's the proof of choice, not the absence of it. All that being said, right around the corner from you is what looks like new love. Ace of Cups. I don't feel like it's that. This doesn't feel like it's a new love situation. It's coming back through as something that used to represent a certain level of excitement and enthusiasm and hope in you, but not necessarily love. Technically, you could catch up to it. But something here for you in future does speak to love. And I also see it in your strengths and your environment. It's a tentative sort of investment that you kind of want to make for yourself. New. Not old, functioning passions of the yesteryears, but something that really speaks to the heart. That's what you're interested in. Those are a couple of tentative but sincere pages. You're willing to start in the direction of new love, and you're feeling it for yourself personally too in your environment. Okay? Three Swords and the hopes and fears. You're afraid of heartbreak. You are. You're afraid of being heartbroken. Which, when we open ourselves up to new love, that's always a possibility. Always. No one's exempt from it. You try out cups, whatever size and shape they may take. There's always an opportunity there to be hurt. Point is, are you focusing on what could be in terms of good, healthy potential, or the negative? I don't think you're focusing on the negative. I think you are focusing on the new. And that requires some sort of initial investment. Okay. With this situation coming back through, I have to be honest with you. I know once upon a time you perceived it as being a functional balance where you probably both benefited. But that doesn't exactly speak to love. No. That doesn't mean you weren't hurt by it. Okay. The outcome is the Magician. I think you want what you want. I know you want what you want. That's outward manifestation. In other words, it's not a surprise to you. But you know what, guys? I'm not telling you what to do. Once more, some of you might connect with this just to kind of confirm. what it is that you no longer feel, the intensity, the passion. Because on surface, it looks like it balances well, but there's a lot of intimate energy running underneath that. But I don't think it was love, no. Some of you might connect with it to kind of figure that out for yourself at last, or maybe because you're bored, curious, or you don't at all. Once more, tarot's the proof of choice, not the absence of it. Let's say some advice, please. Yeah, those are some lovely tentative pages. You're willing to start the investment into new. Same is true for your personal heart space in your environment. I think that's what you actually want. So manifest accordingly. Knight of Pentacles, the Hierophant, the Ace of Wands. Yeah. Okay. It's very steady. I'll give you that. Queen of Wands. Six of Swords, Three of Swords. Oh, honey, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. I never know what I'm going to say sometimes until I put the cards down. I can get a feeling, I can get an inclination, but honestly, sometimes people are just so incredibly decided, and I don't know how decided they are until I get some clarifiers. Whatever this is shows up sincerely, solid as hell. Ace of Wands, there it is again, twice. Okay, and the Hierophant and the Knight of Pentacles, it took its time. Absolutely, it took its time, and it does represent some level of commitment. Okay, it looks really solid, that communication. And here's the frequency you used to have with them. Queen of Wands, Six of Swords, Three of Swords. Like, I can't. I don't trust that they won't hurt me. There's too much disappointment. I had to explain this to somebody else. Just because something's coming back to you doesn't mean it's any more aligned with who you are, where you are today. Once more, I'm not telling you what to do. There's the proposition there of balance. Can we even out our differences? I'm showing up as a solid figure. And there's that Three of Swords again. I left this behind. I left you behind. Because it hurt me. Last time we connected, it was all frequency of fire, and it wasn't much else. So I don't know what they're proposing now. I don't know what the communication's about. I do know you want love, but this person, I don't think you're perceiving them as a candidate. No. Ace of Cups is walking. Yeah, you made your choice. I shouldn't be surprised, though, if the Aquarius I'm looking at, you technically catch up to them, because that's how you two used to reference each other. Oh, we're balancing. It's tit-for-tat energy. I give something to this, they return it. It was back and forth, and it was back and forth, but it wasn't love. It was a lot of fire, a lot of attraction. That was mutual. But how it showed up was back and forth, clinical, mundane, checking in, going out for a coffee. I mean, it's just... It does represent the past, all right. Someone you had to walk away from. It meant more to you than it did to them. But why they're talking now, I don't know. I wish I understood. But the past has a way of catching up to us, you know? Queen of Swords, Devil, Star, Seven of Swords. Oh, that old chestnut. I can't stop thinking about you. Well... I can't stop thinking about you. Well. I guess then if I were you, I would just refer them back to how your two's connection used to be. There's the reality of it. If it was meant to be more, it would have been more by now. That's why I walked, remember? I believe someone's still tied to someone else, to be honest with you. Okay. So I can't stop thinking about you aside. I don't think that they're in any more of a presence to act on their own behalf. But they felt comfortable with some level of communication, I suppose. Or perhaps you're in a connection, I don't know. Number 25, it's all divine order. Allow it. It's all divine order. Things are happening as they should when they're supposed to. How can you relax into the flow and go with the current of life? Yeah, this is coming on through, but it shouldn't disrupt anything that you're doing. Okay. 11, everything is a reflection. Hold up the energetic mirror. What do you need in your life that you're not currently getting? So if you responded to this, what was it that you were missing in your past that allowed you to respond to this? It allowed this back and forth to be agreeable to you once upon a time, but you no longer find it agreeable. What were you missing then, and what's complete in you now? You say you want new. You're willing to make the smallest of investments to make sure you have new, and I see you manifesting. So what is complete in you now that's allowing you to manifest from those healthy spaces? And why did you find this attractive once upon a time? Why did you find that Six of Pentacles okay back then, but you don't now? Number 24, anxiety isn't trying to limit you, but free you from a situation that is no longer feels good. Okay, what is your discomfort trying to free you from? So whatever this is, you can kind of see this as the finality of it. Any sort of anxiety that you might feel provoked in this, it's because you've recognized how much you've changed. This is what a lot of people would call butterflies. But if it's not love, we'll often go into a space of anxiety, where it's just stress about how powerfully two people are attracted to each other, but it's not much more than that. It doesn't feel good anymore. Not even at the butterfly level of existence. It's just anxiety. Old attraction residuals coming back through. You don't need it anymore. But once more, I'm not telling you what to do. Okay? But I got it. This in some way broke your heart. Because it's like, even though I went along with the plan, we were both attracted to each other, we both agreed upon a Six of Pentacles, the fact of the matter is it still hurt. Yes, I know. These kind of contractual agreements of going back and forth and keeping the energy like fair, free, no expectations, no labels. It has consequences. Someone inevitably forms a deeper attachment. And that's what we need to understand what was missing while we allowed it to begin with. Slow climb. You are getting there one steady step at a time with a little bit of effort. There you go. Okay. We have letters A, C. We have 3 medallions, Gemini, you, Aquarius, and Cancer. You might have any of these very strong placements in your chart. Duh. You could also be connecting to, and then, of course, the seasons might be important to you. Big dollar bill. I did see a kind of capture of Earth energy, but it's not totally, exclusive to that. But yes, Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus. And it could be that some overall sense of stability and worth here. Worth. Is this worthy of you? That comes into question. Fox, a sense of cleverness, quickness, but being clever. I can't stop thinking about you, Will. Thought we were being clever there. Perhaps. It's not so clever then when it's, same shit, different day. I'm sorry. Something's not right. But you've dealt with it well. I see you reinforcing a decision of long ago. You might choose to catch up with it, just to experience that again. Oh yeah, this is why I chose to walk away from you. I remember, thanks for that. I can let this go now. I'm not attracted to you anymore. I used to want so much more, and my heart broke from my own sense of expectation. But this connection didn't have too much to offer to begin with, now that I look at it realistically. Thanks for the reminder. Aquarius, honey, I hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Gemini, what's up? What's going on? And of course, happy birthday. Ooh, there we go. What's going on for Gemini? Show me Gemini, please. We're getting into pool season, Gemini. Yay! Actually, yeah, pools, rivers, lakes, you know, water season. Yay! Oh, it's just wonderful. Oh, I love it. Love it. I'm such a water baby. Anyway, what's going on? Show me. Gemini. First card down. Ace of Pentacles crossing 5 of Pentacles. Okay. 6 of Swords is crowning you. I see 4 of Cups is in the past. Exiting the Lovers. Your power card. Before you, 9 of Cups. Yes. 4 of Swords is in your strength. The Chariot is in your environment. Man, you hauling ass. Page of Swords in the hopes and fears. The Moon is in the outcome. Not all is yet known. Okay. All right. Okay. There's something here you're fixing. Let's get that down right now. You're saying, this is important. I got to fix this. It's coming across as work. You're being very, very super duper productive at this time. Something's coming in or trying to come in as a loss or threat. Some breakage, some other nonsense at work, and you're like, I'm on it, I'm on it, I'm on it. I will not allow this to fail. Work, 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 fix, fix, fix. Work, 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 fix, fix, fix. So you are absolutely putting in the hours right now. I know we're trying to counter that 5 of Pentacles, which absolutely can be done. You are absolutely kicking that thing's ass. Whatever it is, you're pushing back on it hard. Okay, so good for you. But you will not allow failure at work to be the outcome. No, that ain't happening. Okay, so you're working hard. 6 of Swords is crowning you. There's something here, though, personally, at least on the inside, in your mind and in your feeling, you're trying to leave behind. Leave that behind, leave it behind, leave it behind, leave it behind. So there is the foreground of your energy, which is very wrapped up in work. Okay, something here is broken. I got to fix it. Fix, 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 fix. And you're doing a great job. Keep at it. And the 6 of Swords is crowning you. There's something there, like I said, on the personal side. Move past it. Move past it. Move past it. And what is that? Well, 4 of Cups is in your past. Something here that hurts. Has disappointed you. Upset you. Hurts a lot. That's what it is you're trying to leave behind, let go of. Is a sense of disappointment and hurt. And it runs pretty deep. That's a big ouch. The Lovers is on the exit. It feels like we are separated. I don't want to say better half, but we're definitely separated from our counterpart in a strong connection. Your lover. Okay. Of course, that is your power card. I think it's well depicted in this deck. It's lovely. And right now I see you trying to leave specifically behind the feeling, and it's a strong feeling too, disappointment and hurt. My lover hurt me. Okay, I have to move away from it. And given the equal division of energies there, 6 of Swords, 4 of Cups, and Lovers is 2, I need to move away from the hurt we caused each other, perhaps. I was hurt, they were hurt, we were both hurt, and that's why we got to keep making progress. Okay? So they're not by your side right now. You are still connected to them in deeper ways, most likely spiritual. I can see that it hurts your heart. And you kind of, I'm assuming, I'm hoping, that 6 of Swords, it's a gentle probing, if you will. Gemini, come on. Move past that, let it go. Okay? I think gracefully you're trying to let this person go. It's in recognition of the pain and hurt between you two. I have to say, well done on your part. It's not easy. to let go of that kind of connection, you know, because you are willing it. You're trying to will to let it go. You know what it means to you. You don't need the tarot lady to tell you what that means to you. You know what the hell it means to you. Nine of Cups is before you in future. That's better. You'll be feeling better soon. Sense of wish fulfillment. You're pleased. You're pleased by something. I'm going to go ahead and take a wild guess. It was all your pushback at work. I fixed it. Because you look a lot calmer, a lot happier. I see you relaxing, you're smiling. It's like you let your hair down. So I can kind of see where you counter-corrected at work. You did a good job. You're personally pleased. It looks like you're being congratulated or cheers. A job where you're like, that's what I do. That's why you hired me. But it's like that, but you are personally pleased. Good. I'm glad that you were satisfied with those results. Because this is kind of stretching out in its own way. We're still connected to it in the spiritual. This was the immediate, my 3D world is a little precarious right now. I cannot let this mission fail, etc. So this is a slow, uncomfortable, sad sort of brew in the background where you're trying to let it go. So it's nice to see that you're happy. Clearly your results from working so hard have paid off. Good, I'm happy. Four of Swords is in your strengths. You know when to take breaks. Good. You know when to back off. Good. You know when to honor yourself and your energy. Good. I'm very happy for you. That is indeed a strength. I still struggle with that. And I'm the person who knows better, but again, when it comes to the actual application of it, sometimes the theory goes right out the window. I don't always know when to back off, but you do. And that's an excellent skill to have. I know when to rest. I know when to gather my mind, my spirit, my sense of self, reflect, go quiet, leave me alone. And I have my quiet time, but you're like, oh no, I need more than that. It's a strength to take time off, and I consider it a strength. I learned so much about myself. I go through these very intense working periods, right, is what you're telling me. It pays off. I'm met with success, and then I immediately out of there. And I take a rest. I take a well-deserved break. And yes, you do. The Chariot in your environment. You are moving forward in a very fast way in your environment. What you doing? Now, some of you, just FYI, the interpretation loosely there is that you were looking forward to Cancer season. Progress or advancement by Cancer season, which is right around the corner from where we are. So, aside from that, though, something about your environment is moving forward swiftly. It's interesting. Page of Swords and the hopes and fears. There's something here you try not to think about at all. I think we know what that is. You try not to give it too much thought. You try not to look at it too much. You try not to feed into the idea of it. You try to keep that nice and small. And in that respect, I kind of agree with you. Don't... the only thing to fear is like fear itself, kind of like that. And it's like there's nothing to fear about the situation. Don't look into it. Leave it alone. Okay? Something like that. All right. We'll take that for now. The moon is in the outcome. See, this is where I piss people off. One of the many ways in which I piss people off. There's so many. It is what it is. I've made it clear. I'm not everybody's cup of tea. But I got to tell you how like it is. The moon is in the outcome in the future position. You don't know everything there is to know yet. That's it. There you go. I went, in my crystal ball, and that's what I have to tell you. You don't know everything there is to know yet. The moon is in the outcome. That's it. Okay, so let me tell you what it is you do know. That you're busting ass at work. There's a problem. We don't like problems. We don't fix it. You do. You feel a lot better. You take a nice little break. You believe in breaks. Long ones too, not just a couple hours. We're talking weeks at a time. You might be gone. And you know what? You earned it. The Chariot. Maybe that's why. Maybe I see your environment home. Yes, because you can't wait to get to your next break. I don't know. I'm actually quite curious about what is accelerating so quickly for you in your environment. And like I said, it could relate back to Cancer season. So these are the elements, going back to my main point, that you know. Guess what you don't know about? Ding, ding, ding. Your little Page of Swords there gave you away. I try not to think about it, which means you have no new knowledge or insight on the situation. That's the consequence. Everything has a pro, everything has a con. The pro here is if you want to remain distant and kind of, I don't want to know anything else about that person or connection or whatever. I just know it hurts, and I dedicate myself a little bit more to moving away from it. And I want to keep my knowledge around them or that situation small. Okay, there's going to be a lot about it then that you just don't know. See how that works? Let's get some advice. A Page of Swords can only do so much, and therefore can only learn and admit so much, and acts on even less of it. So yeah, I mean, you hope kind of tuning out of the situation, ignoring it, will help you, and I'm sure in many ways it has. It might have made the Six of Swords process a little easier. I don't want to look into this. I don't want to know about it. It's hard though, honey, when you're divinely connected to someone like that. But I applaud you for trying, and I think you've done a wonderful job. So there's the elements that you can clearly are within your control, and that you are working through. And you've good job. I love it when people kick ass like that. It's like, oh no, I'm not having that. I'm not having that Five of Pentacles. It's not going to take me down. It's not going to take my work down. It's not going to take my name down. It's not going to take my whatever down. Nope, nope. They know themselves well. But everybody's got a little bit of background noise. You have your own background noise today. Seven of Cups, Five of Pentacles, and the Moon. Ah. Yeah. Yeah, there it is in the Moon. There's still Seven of Cups, Five of Pentacles. What did that mean, Christina? Not everything is known about that break yet. There's the break that's within your control, as we discussed, and there was the break that was outside of your control. We're not apparently done feeling all the feelings, but there's also an element of discovering there. Okay. Dare I push on that particular subject, or there's still more work to do there, and perhaps you thought you've done such a good job of ignoring this and tuning out of it that you have no more work to do on it? That's not true. There's still some feelings there yet to explore, but specifically discover. Ace of Pentacles, the Tower, Two of Wands. A strong offer was retracted, rather suddenly, rather violently. Something presented itself as being, it's here, it's real, it's legit, and then poof, blew up. And that was a decision. Page of Wands. So somebody was not open to it. Someone shut it down. Anyway, I'm sorry. I'm not quite sure, but there's more to think about this. There was a real offer on the line, and it was suddenly retracted. It blew up. The Ace of Pentacles wasn't sustainable. It looks like it was not received well. Somebody rejected it. Seven of Wands, the Emperor, Page of Wands. We thought we knew what we were doing, that this was a form of empowerment, protecting ourselves, safeguarding ourselves. But really someone was just closed off and adamant about being closed off. An offer was powerfully rejected. And it came across as a commanding thing, an authority thing. I officially reject this, or I won't have anything to do with it, but it changed everything. What does it have to do with undiscovered emotions? The Hermit, King of Pentacles, the Four of Pentacles, and we've been holding on to this ever since. So there was more to that offer than it's just its surface value of, I don't want this, or it's being rejected. There's more to it than that. And this is something we need to think about. The Hermit, King of Pentacles, the Four of Pentacles, why have we held on to this day? We're holding on to it for a reason. I can see where you don't like thinking about the connection too deeply. It hurts. But you minimizing it also bears the consequence. There is a part of you that reacted to that offer and the rejection of it or the withdrawal of it. And we've held on to that piece, that fragment. There's something important in there that we're still reacting to. There's something in there, but it would have been very fitting for me, or worthy of me. I don't know. That's a hard thing to discover. So much is under the moon. When you get into that space, honey, where you have some much needed time to yourself, and you can kind of safely, calmly reflect, that might be the time to do some moon work. Go in there and clean things up a little bit. There's something in there about that offer. Why you've held on to it. There's meaning in it still. What did it mean to you? What did it mean to you to put it forward? What did it mean to you to reject it? And why do you kind of hold on to it to this day? Okay. Other than that, yeah. It's interesting. Your surface looks so simple, so straightforward. But look at the wealth of that activity. Number 4, you are the joy seeker. What little victories can you celebrate? The joy seeker. Yeah, no, I see you celebrating yourself for a job well done, as you should. And one of the ways you reward yourself is some much needed time off. Good. The Valley of Shadows. Step into the enveloping Valley of Shadows. Here, fears are faced, and the courage is forged in dimly lit paths. There's that moon side again. Step into it. Fears are faced, and courage is forged. That's where much of the unknown resides. The Valley of Shadows, the moon. A lot of truths in there. Are some of you afraid that you passed up on an offer of a lifetime? And that's why we don't like thinking about it. I don't know. Only you can figure that out. The point is that you give yourself the space to figure it out. I can't really tell you. A handful of cards can't tell you. Okay? It's something that you have to learn for yourself. But it's going to be hard to when there's so much of what you experience there you've kind of quietly, gently pushed yourself away from. But I don't know if it was the offer of a lifetime. It could have been good for you, yes. It may not have been. Give yourself the room to figure it out. And you'll start to heal. R, P, N, D. We have the medallion of Capricorn in reverse, the key word here being ambitious. Some of you have some very strong Capricorn chart, could be connecting to, or their season might be important to you. And we have the butterfly in reverse. In this situation, it has not transformed. No, it can't. It can't when it's under the moon. It's a little stuck right now. Okay, Gemini, honey, I do hope that this helps you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Libra, what's up? What's going on? For Libra. Show me Libra, please. First card down, 3 of Swords. Crossing, Queen of Swords. Yeah, you're on it. Good. Crowning is the Lovers. Lots to think about just in those couple cards. 2 of Wands is in the past. Exiting 7 of Pentacles. Before you, 4 of Wands. Strengths, justice, you. It's nice to see you, darling. The Hermit is in your environment. Excuse me, beautiful. And the Sun is in your hopes and fears, and the outcome is the Three of Wands. Okay. It is kind of under that space of watch, wait, and see. It's not active waiting. It's watch, wait, and see with participation. So it's like no expectations, and I can kind of see why. The energy is high right now. The thoughts are kind of high right now. This is requiring real-world activity and action. So, yeah, I think the Three of Wands in that position is perfectly reasonable. But from the beginning, Three of Swords. A heartbreak, a hurt, this hurts, ow, 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 owie, more ow. Okay. But you're on it. Like I said, Queen of Swords, you're trying to look at this heartbreak logically, but it's not easy. You admit it, it's not easy. You're trying to look at it emphatically, logically, rationally. But obviously you were affected by this too. So it's hard sometimes to kind of keep the thoughts straight, clear. Your personal sense of heartbreak, it's like, I know it's there, I'm aware of it, but that's not my only thought. You're tasking yourself to look at this connection. And for a reason, even though it hurts you. But you are trying to look at it nonetheless. Sort your thoughts and your feelings. The Lovers is crowning you. Oh, of course. Strong connection. Yes, indeed. You know, that strong connection, it hurt. It came with consequences. You loved it. You loved it deeply. You're saying it broke my heart. I know that. I'm very aware of it. But there's more to it than that. There's other things to look at. So you are actively looking at this. You don't have to. I see people hide stuff all the time. It's like, no, not me. That's not my style. I want to figure things out. Two of Wands in the past. Something became clear to you in terms of making decisions, communication. I don't quite know, but it looks fairly recent. Seven of Pentacles on the exit. Some sort of plateau or stuckness. Things weren't moving. Well, the opposite is true now. Don't get me wrong, you were doing something that required a particular pathway, development, or contribution. But it can also represent a plateau. Things hadn't changed or shifted much, and that's on the way out. So something here that perhaps was anti-productive is now becoming more productive, which is good. Four of Wands before you in future. Stabilizing. Some sort of relationship. Oh, what could it be? But yeah, Four of Wands, once more, is a relationship. It's literally how two people define it, thus build into it, label it, so on and so forth. So I don't know what that is to you. I just know that you're saying it's a relationship, and it's we are trying to stabilize it. Okay? Justice is in your strengths. You are you. You're saying, I can handle things. I can look at things fairly. I can weigh things up, pros and cons. I can. So that's why it was such a critical element for you, for the Libra I'm looking at, that it's like, yes, heartbreak. But that's not where this show stops. There's other things I need to look at about this connection that I am participating in, and that is active participation. At some point, you marked it as stagnant or non-changing. Okay, and then it got a big booster shot of activity, resuming on both sides some level of participation. So you're like, I can't just stop at that one piece of information. I want to work through the heartbreak. We want to work through the heartbreak, and there is a we. So justice here is in your strengths. I'll have no doubt. You're not doing anything. Let me make this clear. For the Libra I'm looking at, you're not doing anything that you're not choosing to do for yourself. You've chosen to do this. You said you can balance this shit. You're backing it up. Okay? And it's like, I can't just have one point of view, and that's pain. I will always have that filter if that's all I concentrate on. There's more to this. There's more to us. I know there is. We're working on it. And so you are. And you're taking it seriously, and so are they. But there's a sense of, I contribute to this as well. I have say in this as well. I have a sense of correctness in this as well. I see that. I know my part. I know my role. And I'm balancing with this because I understand it's right for me. Not because they asked me, not because they begged me, because I understand in some way this is right for me. I want to do things right with this and buy this. Good job. The Hermit's in your environment. Yeah, again, two people are contributing to this and it's affecting your environment. It's showing up in terms of peace, but specifically wisdom. You two actively learn from each other. And you both exchange the principles of healing. I'm reflecting on our situation. I'm reflecting on your situation. You reflect on mine. And between you and me, we learn together. We walk this path together. We choose to. So there's a lot of we in here. There's a lot of we language, we choice, and it's healthy. So this is what I tell people all the time. Reconnections, they can be very fun. And I don't know if this is necessarily a reconnection, but two people who are very dedicated to stay on the same path. But I can see people reconnect all the time. And I think that's great. That's lovely. But can it be sustained? Two people have to want to put their better selves into it. Show a higher level of quality in order to sustain it and make it better. And you two are very much invested in that. So congratulations to you both. That level of peace, wisdom, and experience exchanging. So you both can stay on the same freaking path. That's everything. But I like how you're here, putting your signature on all this as a strength. It's like, I can balance this. I know I can. So, very solid. But what I like here, though, and I'm not quite sure why. Don't get me wrong, I'm not the biggest fan of Seven of Pentacles just because of its threat of plateauism, because of its potential threat for stagnation. Not my favorite. Yes, it can be steady path. Absolutely. Some people shift into neutral on purpose and like, I'm happy here. Nothing's moving too fast or too slow. It's just right. But I'm happy because whatever this is, lack of progress or no change, that's exiting. There is some wonderful things happening between you and somebody and you both freaking mean it. You're both returning it to each other. You insist upon that point, and so do they. The sun is in the hopes and fears. This is my happily ever after. I know it is. So it's not really a fear here, but just so much as a blazing hope. This is your sun, as you understand it. That's what I'm saying. You don't want to look at this connection, and it's all about the heartbreak and disappointment between yourself and that person. No, it's so much more than that. This is about karma. This is about balance. This is about walking the path and being smart enough to know the difference. I know what I got. I'm not going to lose it. That decision's made. Boom. In the past. And that was an active one, too. I know what I've got. I'm not going to lose it. They don't want to lose me either. And that's clear. It's returned to you. You can't miss it. Three of Wands in the outcome. Yeah, that's a watch, wait, and see. Let's see how this unfolds. There's a strong sense of rededication towards each other. The higher self is involved. Core principles and values are involved. At the core of it is a strong connection where ache exists on both sides. That's not where either of you stop. This is a choice on both sides. So, yeah. I don't blame you, but that Three of Wands is in the outcome. It's kind of like we got a lot of good things working here, and this is a choice between the two of us. Let's do this. Let's see where this goes. But I like that the Seven of Pentacles, the no change activity is out. That's wonderful. Whatever was stagnant, get the hell out of here. I don't know. A lot of people be Seven of Pentacles and be like, oh, it's steady. And I'll be like, oh, nothing's changed for you in 10 years over an issue that's quite critical. And there's times when I'm happy to see it. When somebody's got like a 10 of Pentacles and an 8 of Pentacles and they'll show me the 7. I'm like, oh, things are calming down? Are things calming down now? Do you have enough going on? You want to shift gears now? Into something that's a little smoother, a little calmer? It's like, yeah, I've kind of had a massive growth spurt. I see that. And sometimes we want to shift down purposely to the 7. But no, there's a situation where I feel like there was no progress. We're going to get back on the progress path, you and this person, eh? Four of Wands. That's what I'm saying. It was like that for a long time, wasn't it? You two were at stuck on a particular gear of function for a long time. So that relationship's been in place for a while, but it was always stuck in one particular gear. And there was an outstanding issue of the Three of Swords. Temperance, some of you. Six of Swords fell out, some of you, the both of you, perhaps intentionally took time apart to understand your particular values in healing. And was this worth it? Okay. But yeah, it was like that for a long time. Oh, devil. We got stuck in our ways, the both of you. Yeah, we got stuck in our ways. That's not a very threatening devil, basically, because the Seven of Pentacles was such a critical point for this relationship. I think the two of you got stuck in your ways. And particularly in that sense of remembering what this was about. And that you two are clearly each other's form of happiness. I see people walking the same path all the time. That doesn't mean they are spiritually or emotionally linked up in a healthy way. Perhaps it took a long time for you both to understand change was needed on both sides. Yeah, strength. Leo. Lots of Leo energy here. You might have some very strong Leo in your chart. Could be connecting to. And then, of course, their season's coming up in like a couple months. So that could be important to you as well. But then you both, like I said, remember the strength of your own particular personal convictions that this is your happily ever after. And I was telling somebody else, you know, the sun, that can shift over time. And for some people quite rapidly about what so-called makes them happy. It's not necessarily happily ever after. That's a discovery. And that's what this is. This is a discovery of your happily ever after with your person here. It's quite lovely. And it's taking effect now. Well done to both of you. So I don't know what that Three of Swords is. You would. But it's a point that you have to say it has to be more than just that. I can't remain stuck on this Three of Swords. There's more to this connection than that. Okay, the fantasy land. Oh. Make sure everyone involved is being realistic and on the same page. Important. Return to you. And as far as I can tell, it is. It might have been a fantasy land where everything was fine, or we both, the two of you, kind of felt that everything was fine, and we played into this delusion that everything's fine, everything's fine, everything's fine. Perhaps you were both in a fantasy land for a bit. Frost of stillness. Embrace the frost of stillness, wherein the calm of icy pause, reflective clarity is found. I tell you what, some of y'all took a break from each other, like an official break. Understanding if this was real, is this fantasy? But you both needed space to understand your own levels of clarity. That was a very distinct cut I saw earlier. Uh-oh. Don't sneeze, Christina. Don't sneeze. Don't sneeze. Don't sneeze. We're not going to sneeze. No. Number 10. Out of the woods, you've made it through. What newness is emerging? Well done. Oh, there's so much. It's so good. I'm very happy for you both. This is lovely. When two people put in the insight, reflection, understanding, it shows. It always does. QFC. We have the medallion of Sag as well as Cancer. You might have these very strong placements in your chart. Could be connecting to other seasons. Might be important to you. And then we have the Dove, sign of peace. All is well. Okay. All right, Libra, honey, this was great. This was such a pleasure to read this today. I'm not too worried about that devil. I'm seeing this as advanced stuckness. And perhaps the unwillingness on both your sides once upon a time to refuse to see anything different. It's like, I don't need to change. Maybe you do, but I didn't need to change our relationship this time. And that was just some stubborn-ass stuckness in that relationship. And I think that's what we needed time apart from, is understanding that's not true. If we want to keep this, I need to be willing to change, and so do you. And understand that we grow as people. We don't stay the same, and therefore our relationship can't either. We insisted that it hadn't changed. We thought it was easier, less to deal with. But all that did was create conflict, because we're not meant to stay the same. Therefore, our connection needs to evolve too. And I think you both took the time to understand that. Anyway, I didn't want you to see that devil as too threatening. I saw that as the relationship was stuck in a pattern. And it was sitting that way for a long time. But you work through it. Good job to both of you. I hope this helped. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Taurus, what's up? Show me, Taurus. First card down, the Sun, crossing the Chariot, crowning you, Temperance, past Queen of Cups, exiting the Four of Cups, before you, the Eight of Cups. Okay. Strength, Death, Ace of Pentacles, environment. Strengths and the hopes and fears, outcome, the Queen of Swords, focused. You'll need to be. You're at a crossroads, the Sun. Sense of happiness. Where can you find it? The Chariot. You're at a crossroads. Do I go left? Do I go right? Path A, path B. Where is my happiness to be found? Because you sense it, right? You sense happiness as a potential for you. Good. Let that guide you. Because right now, literally, which way do I go? What direction should I move in? Temperance crowning you. Healing on this. Careful consideration. Show yourself patience and compassion at this time as you try to understand that. You have a calling in you about where happiness can be found and what does that mean to you, right? You've actually been contemplating that for a while now with Temperance. Temperance equals time. It's been with you for a while now about your happiness and where you can find it. It seems like you haven't made much progress, but you have. But it's been with you for a minute, a long time. Queen of Cups is in the past. That doesn't mean it's over. That just means you're familiar with it. You know what it is to have a full heart. You know what it is to give and receive love because you're open, which is a very sharp contrast to what is trying to exit, which is unhappiness. So this is what you would prefer. This is what you are familiar with in a loving way. This is what's trying to exit unhappiness. We want to be reacquainted with this. We want to be done with this. Upset, unhappy, lethargic, detached. I see you walking. Long story short, you may not necessarily know what your road to happiness looks like, but you definitely know where you can't find it. You see that for yourself, right? Temperance crowning is something that you've been working through. What you feel for yourself and what it is you want to feel in the overall sense is so much bigger than what it is you're leaving behind. Okay? Death is in your strength. You know. That doesn't mean it's easy. Of course it doesn't. It's a hell of a strength. And it goes beyond just the strength to end things, as people talk about it so nonchalantly. The real strength there is the willingness to change, transform, to learn from this. That's the real challenge. Could you walk? Yes. That doesn't mean you're any wiser for wear. You've learned some things about yourself. You've learned that you want to be happy. You understand that movement towards happiness is a choice. You understand that you prefer to have a full heart as opposed to an absent or vacant one. That if you want to move towards happiness and feel love again, you have to be willing to change, because there's something about your situation that currently says it will not. And you've been understanding that for some time. Ace of Pentacles in your environment. Congratulations, are in order. New beginning for you. Strength is in your hopes and fears. I hope I'm doing the right thing, because it's taking you some will to do this. It takes strength to do this, which is what you're currently doing. I reject this. But you're also showing me strength to do this. I'm pulling a new opportunity towards me. See? It takes a lot of strength of will to do these things that you are showing me. A lot of this is upper level energies. Not exactly a walk through the park, you know? This is the kind of thing I wish I had more time with. The in-depth. But I want you to know you're on the right track. Okay? I hope you give yourself more permission to move forward. I think you know what you're doing. The outcome is Queen of Swords. You're focused. Oh, you're making this look so easy, honey. I know it wasn't. But you have to understand this. That's a quality person in there who understands they want to be happy and that they want to love. And Temperance, they've taken their time that they've had with whatever the situation is, learn from it, and understand where it isn't. Again, that took time. Yes, indeed. Death for you is a strength. Scorpio might be one of your placements. Okay? And Leo as well. A lot of fixed energy in there. Oh, yeah. I'll tell you what, just from experience working with a triple quad fixed sign is interesting. I will say this. You're showing me what fixed signs do best. I don't always choose new beginnings, but when I do, I know it's right. Fixed signs aren't too big on changes, unless we design them. Advice, please. I like your focus. I really want your memory of your emotional self of the past to tell you distinctly where you're not today. That's what Temperance is for. Okay? You're a big, beautiful, bold Taurus. You want happiness, you want love, you want sunshine, and also you want authentic. Do that. Okay? The moon, La Luna. Ace of Swords, the High Priestess. Oh, we could not listen to ourselves for a long time. Oh, I'm sure we did not want to see this. I'm sure we did not want to look at this. It was extremely uncomfortable. It's quite the process. Like I said, it was not a walk in the park. I acknowledge that. You make it look easy, but there's a ton of work back there. It was all under the moon, entrenched under the moon. It was hard to listen to yourself intuitively, the High Priestess. It was hard to hear your mind, Eight of Swords, and then you slap some moon on that. It's a very uncomfortable subject. You didn't want to think about it. You didn't want to feel about it. But that's what Temperance is for. It took time. I cannot, it's so, Temperance, okay, healing, got it. No, you don't got it. That can take years. It's tarot, guys. It's cards. It's pieces of paper on the table. It looks easy and straightforward. And then you see what a fucking mess it is. You got to unmess it. You know? That takes time. 7 of Cups. 7 of Wands. And the Ace of Cups. Okay. Yeah, we don't want to continue. It's not that you don't have a heart. On the contrary, you actually have a very big heart. You don't want to share your heart to this anymore. You've shown me that twice. As emotional memory serves, I'm able to feel this. When it comes to this situation, I feel this. I'm tired of being caught in this absence of feeling, and it's like the world's smallest cage in the absence of feeling compared to what it is you would like to experience, which is way out here. Okay? No, I completely agree. I understand. You very much want love, just not from this. You can't find it there. Okay. King of Wands, King of Pentacles, and the Ace of Wands. There's some sort of communication directly tied to you and someone else soon. I don't know what it entails. But I see you taking ownership of it. There is some sort of back and forth conversation, and you are showing yourself in this. So I know that you are showing me face forward in your communication, and someone responds. Okay? That's all I know. Could be a supportive figure, a helpful figure, an enlightening figure. I don't know. But I have these two people putting their best minds together. Okay? So I'm assuming that bare minimum this is a friend or an advocate or something. Someone who would understand you. Yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah, I'll get to you. I haven't done Scorpios yet, but just in case you do have Scorpio in your chart, perhaps check theirs out. Eclipse of concealment. Oh my. Navigate through the eclipse of concealment. Understanding the cyclical nature of hidden phases and awaiting revelations. Oh, honey. Yeah, there's a whole mess of stuff we had to work through. Between the Eight of Swords and the suppressed intuitive process, there's things you kept from yourself for a long time. That's what Temperance is. It's the nature of some of you. You suppress and you suppress until one day you can't, or you understand that you're suppressing something that large at all. You can't keep concealing it, though. Okay. And number 13. Breathe. This moment matters most. How can you focus on the moment and appreciate all that is well? Or I'm sorry, all that is well. Okay, all that is going well in your life. Excuse me. Commas, they're a good thing. Number 13. Yeah. Again, it's just 13, that's the power number. Some of you might have some very interesting Scorpio in your chart. Even if it's obscure. Anyway, breathe. This is the moment that matters the most. Okay? I agree. I agree. We have CAIRT. We have the Medallion of Cancer, the keyword imaginative. Some of you might have some very interesting Cancer in your chart. Could be connecting to, or their season might be important. I'm not going to lie. People are showing me lots of Cancerian references. It's the upcoming season. So yeah, soon for some of you. We have the bit of a peacock here, a sense of display, appreciation, see me, notice me. Okay. And some of you might be working on your physical forms, as in physical activity, particularly your display or how others see you or perceive you. You know, I just want you to know that you are a colorful, vibrant being. You are worthy of being seen. Okay? Recognition here. All right, Taurus, honey. I hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Virgo, what's up? What's going on? What's going on for Virgo? Show me Virgo. First card down, the Fool. Crossing, Six of Wands. Oh, Three of Swords, crowning. Okay. Past, Seven of Cups. Exiting, Death. Oh, yes. Before you, the Emperor. Strengths, Four of Swords. Nine of Pentacles in your environment. Huh. Hopes and fears, the Two of Pentacles. Outcome, Strength. You got this. You got this. I can see where you're nervous, but you got this. The Fool. New beginnings. It's exciting. It's exciting, but nervous. We want confidence in our new beginnings. Six of Wands is crossing. It's like, do we feel confident about this, Virgo? Are you sure we feel confident? I'm not sure if we feel confident. Well, the Fool's the Fool. I'm not saying you have to go all out on a new beginning, just the willingness to open up in ways that feel correct to you. And that's all that matters. Okay? So let's not lean into the confident thing so much. Okay, will I be triumphant? Will I be seen? I don't know. But you have to be willing to open up and find out. And I can kind of see where some of you hesitate because the Three of Swords crowning. You're like, I know what it's like to be heartbroken. It sucks. I know what it's like to be rejected. And that's enough to keep a lot of people at bay for a while. Okay, the fear of pain and being hurt and rejected and all that's really real for some people. Absolutely. I typically see it in the hopes and fears, but this is on your mind quite a bit. It's at your crown, so I know you think about it a lot. So that means you're aware of the problem, so that's good. So your sense of Three of Swords, this fear of being hurt, is coming into conflict with what you naturally feel, which is to open up. So let's take the confidence argument off the table. That's not the point. I know it seems like the point. I just wish I had more confidence. I would just get over it. Everybody does. Okay? But the reality is, sometimes we get caught in that crosshair between, I want to be available, I want to try feelings out, I want to try out new beginnings, and I'm afraid of being hurt in the process. So you can either be held back by that, or realize it, take it into account, not let it rule you, dominate you, and open up anyway. Again, it doesn't have to be by leaps and bounds. It's in ways that you can define that are comfortable for you. Now, we'll get back to that. Seven of Cups is in the past. You have experience with options. You have experience in feeling feelings. You have experience in exploring feelings too. But I can kind of see where you might be uncomfortable stirring the pot again. Many of you are in spaces where something that has ended has become more and more comfortable. Well, when is it comfortable? But you've worked through it. You've understood for yourself, first-hand account of how you've changed. Well, I think what I'm trying to say there is with death, you better understand its place in the rearview mirror. And then sometimes it's like objects are closer than they appear, right? But it's still in your rearview mirror. Okay, it can't. It's over. It's done. Okay? And you've been processing. You've been processing. I want you to do what's right for you. Okay? Maybe you're not ready, but I strongly suspect you are. Before you is the Emperor, that sense of empowerment. I honestly believe you got this. But you need to see that and recognize it in yourself first. My opinion doesn't mean too much at the end of the day if you don't recognize it for yourself. But yeah, I think you got this. Okay? If you open up, stand by your decision, and understand it's right for you. The strengths of the Four Swords. You know what the healing business is all about. You know what that time and space of reflection's for. Excuse me. You know what it's for. You've been very proactive in your own healing process and taking the time to reflect and learn and grow, and you did your time in the quiet land, you know. It's a strength. Four Swords. You're good at it. Trust your healing process. Nine of Pentacles in your environment. Yeah, you're on your own. And that's not a bad place to be. I love the Nine of Pentacles. This is who I am as a person. It's in your environment. It's literally your environment. I'm sure it's quite comfortable, you know? Nine of Pentacles, you look great. Individuation, experience. This is me. This is who I am. This is what I've done. This is my environment. You know, so you've had some time to yourself to shape things the way that you want to shape them. And create your own space. Your own sense of home and how you relate to it. It's been very nice. It's been very comfortable. It's been very cozy. You know, it's nice when really all you have to do is take into consideration yourself. Right? I only have to worry about me. Yay! Right? And nevertheless, that sensation of a new beginning falls upon you. Two of Pentacles, hopes and fears. How do I get this thing started? Because you're showing me some hot and cold. And it's like, am I always going to feel like this? Or can I put my foot down in one particular direction and mean it? Am I hot or am I cold? Which one is it? Strength is in the outcome. You'll figure it out. You can either use strength to push something away from you or pull it towards you. It takes an equal amount of force. So whatever it is you do, I just want you to know it'll be correct for you. But for those of you who are wondering, am I really ready though? I'm not so sure. I think yes, you are. But that's something you need to acknowledge for you first. Many of you may not know yet. The fear of being cut or hurt again is still real for some of you. While that is that death, that ending, and what you've learned from it and how you've changed, is leaving your vision, your peripheral, and it'll be behind you before you know it. Where you don't see it every day, you don't think about it every day, you don't feel about it every day. That's inevitable. But yeah, you know what it's like to be the fool. You know what it is to open up to feelings. You won't always run hot and cold on this subject. One day you'll put your foot down and you'll mean it. Let's get some advice, please. But I like your Nine of Pentacles in your environment. I'm glad that you took so much needed time out to become reacquainted with yourself. That makes me happy when people do that. It's important. It's important to understand who you are as an individual. To get reacquainted with it, get reestablished. That way you learn to trust yourself again and you learn to like your own environment again. Some of you have been building up your own particular finances and seeing to your own needs quite well. The World, Justice, the Five of Wands. How things ended, what prompted that death, you say it wasn't fair. It was not well met, it was not justified, it was not meted out properly, I mean to say. It was very unfair. And you had to learn to cycle that out. To stop participating in the unfairness. Otherwise it would just create more unfairness. Good. But I understand that whatever it is, Emperor, and that affected you a great deal. Queen of Wands and the King of Cups. However, nonetheless, I know you had to close a cycle out that represented largely a sense of unfairness and imbalance. It was very frustrating. Very, frustrated your spirit. Nonetheless, the Emperor here. You stand in your power. There's a feeling in you of passion and love. And there's something here that draws you, and you long to attach yourself to it, to be part of it, to feel it. I would love to know how you use strength. There's a reason why your Fool was being prompted, honey. Okay, that's not a coincidence. But only you can determine your readiness. I just wanted an idea of how you were going to use strength. Okay? I will open to this, and I mean it. Or I won't, and I mean it. It's for some of you, not all of you. I just wanted a stronger idea because I get it. Where you're coming from is unfair, man. It was bullshit. Very unfair. Very argumentative. I understand that. That's going to be with you. But, honey, you got to remember that that's behind you now. The transformative properties should have taken effect for you by now, is what I've seen. Your Fool? Well, you are very wise here with the Emperor twice. Very strong-willed, too. Wants to open up. But it's on you to allow it. And understand that wherever it is you're coming from, that was back then. This is now. I know something attracts you. I know something pulls on your heart. I know it does. In some way, that Emperor, even while you're on your own and you look very comfortable, in some way, you have identified an equal. I know you have. Whatever that was not your equal, literally. Do you want to know how I know? Not your equal. It's a very different karmic tax bracket when you're connected to your equal. It won't be the same, nor should it. That suggests you didn't learn anything. And are you going to be that person that makes the same mistake twice? Virgo's like, no, I will not. For some of you, that is your answer. Yes. You will. I'm sorry. I just have an impression. I don't have any absolutes here in the cards. It's just sometimes I get impressions. That energy bothers me. In that respect of where it was very unfair. It feels, I want to say, like henpeckish, but it was more than that. It was like a hyperactive chihuahua that just wouldn't stop. And I love all animals. You'll never hear me say otherwise. And chihuahuas, they're quite small, but they're quite forceful, willful. And they unless trained, they will express that will constantly, argue about everything, show hypersensitivity towards everything. And I feel like whatever this is was constantly in a fight state with you, would never calm down, but it seemed like a small energy that was constantly fighting. Just and just insecure and needed constant attention. I don't know. That was the impression I had. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but I'm telling you, it just reinforces my initial impression. This was not your equal. That's all I'm saying. No, it wasn't fair, and I'm sure it was exhausting. The thing about Chihuahuas, they don't back down from the imposed fight that's in their mind. Most of them are imposed. It's just... Anyway. 22. This is not a good point. This is not your practice life. Decide. What is your inner voice telling you about the dream in your heart? But yeah, this isn't a practice session. This is it. This is life. No warm-ups here. If you're lucky, you knock a couple of important lessons out early. You recover. You learn. You move on. Yes, it is time to decide. And to be clear, it's not about whether or not you left this behind. It already is. It's about your willingness to advocate for yourself, recognize that you want to open up, understand that where you're coming from is largely unfair, and you don't have to repeat it, and you don't have to stay slave to it. It's done. You want new, you go for new. Sculpture of self. Shape the sculpture of yourself, honoring the perpetual act of forming and expressing identity. You're an ever-changing being. Okay? But you get to shape yourself, and I see that you've had a time doing that, actually. When, unfortunately, I have no sense of time. I really don't. I would tell you if I did. We have a little bit of the Cancer season, but Aries is already behind us. No. Leo, yes, of course. Perhaps Cancer, Leo season. JFM, we have the Ladybug, Touch of Luck, never hurt anybody. And then we have the Medallion of Sag. Keyword here being optimist. You might have some very strong sides in your chart. Could be connecting to, or formally connecting to, or this season might be important to you. Okay, Virgo, honey, I hope this helped you. Put in the comments, take care, be well. Capricorn, what's up? Show me Capricorn. Show me Capricorn. Four of Wands, crossing, Seven of Cups, crowning, Queen of Cups, past, Ten of Swords, exiting, Justice. Before you, Page of Wands, Strengths, King of Swords, environment, the Three of Swords, Queen of Pentacles and the hopes and fears, outcome is the King of Cups. Man. This is difficult. I see you trying to get on the same page with somebody, and the more you try, the more it hurts. And then there's something else that you connect to flawlessly, but I don't know where you are with it. So let's back up. Four of Wands, some sort of relationship. Once more, Four of Wands. It is a relationship. It's just how two people define it. So I don't know how you've defined it with your person. It could be marriage. I don't know. Whatever the label is, whatever the designation is, you would know. And right now, with that relationship, in the context of now, you are struggling to remain open towards it. Seven of Cups. It's hard. It's hard to keep yourself emotionally open and available to this relationship, which is current, it's active, it's live. But there's something here that directly contradicts that. The Queen of Cups crowns you. There's something in your heart that you actually connect with quite easily. This represents a struggle. This heart space in you does not. It's like the bigger part of you wants to open, wants to give and receive love, is ready for it, but struggles to have space for this pre-existing relationship. Like, it's a struggle. And I see that because you've been hurt. Ten of Swords is in the past with this relationship. So I don't know that it was necessarily ending, but it looks like there was the threat of one. A lot of pain and a sense of betrayal that you say is unfair to this day. The sense of balance has kind of gone out the window. It's not justified. It doesn't make sense. We didn't learn to correct it, or it wasn't corrected on our behalf or given back to us in a way that suggests this makes sense, or I'm trying to make peace with it or with you. So there is an outstanding imbalance here between you and whomever you've identified as having a relationship with. And it feels like it's very unfair. And that window of trying to correct it is becoming smaller and smaller and smaller, shrinking. And it's no wonder you struggle to remain open towards this. It's no wonder you struggle to remain vulnerable towards it. It's because whatever this relationship is hasn't corrected itself. And yet, you have a beautiful heart space. And it's like, okay. If you still love this, that would explain why you're remaining open towards it. But you just showed me heartbreak. Again, in this. So I'm like, where are you connecting then? That will come up later. Before you use Page of Wands, again, trying to keep yourself open to that. But it's in the smallest of ways. It's hard. It's hard to keep the hope alive. It is. Especially when it seems like this relationship remains constantly unbalanced. So many unfinished things. So many wrongs that weren't righted. But you're still participating in it. Okay? Despite the fact that your heart is aching for more. Nevertheless, you are choosing to participate in some way. King of Swords is in your strengths. Looking at something logically, rationally, that's good. That's a good strength to have. Because there's something here I need you to look at, to put your focus on. It's time to kind of stop focusing on why it's so hard for you to remain open towards this. You understand where the hurt's coming from. You understand that sense of betrayal. You understand that sense of imbalance. Okay, so understand then why you remain open towards it. Because it seems all you do is hurt. Three of Swords is in your environment. It's heartbreak. It's perpetual heartbreak. So I think we need to spend more time here. I try to use we. That way it feels more inclusive. We need to spend more time with this in terms of, okay, looking at it. Why is it still in my environment? Why do I still allow this to attach itself to me, and why do I continue to participate in it? It hurts, and I know it hurts. Why? Because it's still here. Why do I keep putting myself in this position to remain open towards it despite the fact that it remains lopsided? So I understand that you're hurt. It seems to me you don't need to be. Okay? Queen of Pentacles and the hopes and fears. You hope this will stabilize, but you're afraid that it might. I mean, this has become the norm. You would like it to be more secure. You hope that whatever this is a good reflection of your self-worth, but then you're afraid it might not be. Listen to that fear. Do you really want this to stay as is? Because there's a good chance it might. There's a lot of unresolved conflict in here. And then cherry on top, you keep asking yourself to remain open towards it when you know where that takes you. And then King of Cups there, right there at the outcome. There's someone for whom you share a frequency with. And it's not this. This is where your heart relaxes and feels secure, and that it can give and receive love. But it's not this. And I don't know what that is to you, or who that is to you. It's someone who understands you. Death, the Star, Knight of Swords. Are you hoping that this thing will transform, or are you hoping that it's over? I got news for you. The reason why, when I say a Ten of Swords, I don't call an ending is because people can live with pain for a very long time. That doesn't mean it's changing. It doesn't mean it'll stay the same, you know? It might improve, but I didn't see healing. Just your willingness to keep poking this and prodding it and keeping yourself exposed to it, which just hurts you. So I ask you, do you really want this situation to change, transform, or do you want it to be over? Okay? Because you hope it'll stabilize, but what if it doesn't? You hope one day the pain is justified, but what if it isn't? Do you see where you're kind of teetering on the edge there? Page of Pentacles, Ten of Cups, and the Three of Pentacles. You really just want everyone to get along. Well, that depends on what assignment you're giving each other. Are you friends? Okay. Do you see each other as family? And if you are investing in this in the form of just getting along, is it being returned to you? Because it doesn't look like it's being returned to you. It's time to think about this logically. Okay. King of Cups, King of Pentacles, Judgment. If you don't know who that person is yet, the one that you share a frequency with, you will in time. Okay. I don't know where that is an approximation to you. But it is a matter of judgment or divine timing. Perhaps this person then gives you the insight you need or helps reflect it onto you. Judgment. Here's what it is you need to know or to think about or to feel about your situation. You're feeding it and it's not necessarily feeding you. I hope this information helps you something or someone that crosses your timeline. And there it is again. And a direct influence on you. Good. Number 6, there is strength in doing nothing. Wait, what you have been forcing and how can you let go of the outcome? So I think you insisting on waiting and see how things play out, you already know the answer to that. In a way, it's a form of control, trying to force a particular outcome of everybody's going to get along, we're all going to get on the same page. You tried to tell yourself to let go of the emotion of this, but that's the very thing I think you need to tune into. But also look at this logically. How holding on. So here I think we have the reverse of the advice. You know what that leads to. But for now, if you've told yourself do nothing, okay. But at what point does that outcome stop being a solution for you? Number 41, gratitude is the life force of peace. What are you thankful for? Learning secrets. Stay open-minded and receptive as you uncover hidden truths and embrace the lessons they offer. Okay. This one was complicated, Capricorn. I'm not saying it wasn't. It was very. But I do know this. No change plus no change equals no change. I think you can afford to wait for so long before something crosses you to change you and that sense of influence. And it might be just the influence you need at just the right time. And you'll be filled with a space of gratitude. We have the Tree of Life, the Ten of Pentacles. I know you prize stability, form, and function. I know. Your roots run deep. I'm not saying they don't. You choose this over and over again for a reason. But it does come with cost. We have the crescent moon. Perhaps there will be more of an energetic influence by the next crescent moon. And then we have two symbols here of Scorpio, the actual medallion and the butterfly, sign of change, transformation. Like I said, What do you want from this? Do you really want it to change? Do you believe in that? Do you really believe that change is possible? Or is it an ending? Okay. Anyway, you might have some very interesting Scorpio in your chart. Could be connecting to their season. Might be important to you. We didn't get any letters. So, 2 J's. 2 J's, the letter Z. Your medallion Capricorn here. Also Virgos and Pisces. Same as before. And then the owl. Great wisdom and insight. Yes, I know you're intelligent. You're very observant. But I want you to reflect that onto your environment. How remaining open to this causes hurt and ache, especially since there seems to be outstanding unresolved balances between you two. Okay, I hope this helped you. I do. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Scorpio, what's up? Oh. Show me, Scorpio. First card down, the Star. Crossing, the Hierophant. Crowning, the Ace of Cups. King of Pentacles is in the past. Exiting the Four of Pentacles before you, the Knight of Cups. Strengths, the Emperor, the Hermit. In your environment, Justice, the hopes and fears. Outcome is the Knight of Pentacles. I'm very curious to see what your advice is. You're making some very strong decisions today. Or you have been, I should say. None of this is very casual. None of this is very Monday at 4 p.m. You know, it's not like that. Okay. You're showing me that there's something here that was, and has been, for a long time. Let's make that clear. Very important to you. Spiritually important to you. Strongly attached to it in terms of desire, hope. It's meaning too. Meaning, significance with the Hierophant. But you're like, it's a star. It's a dream. It's a vision. It really is. It means the world to me. Unfortunately, I'm in conflict about my commitment to it. Or its commitment to me. Something like that. I don't think I should continue to try to stand next to this or stand up for it, this dream, this vision. I'm deeply attached to it, don't get me wrong. But I should not have to question my value to it. Eight of Cups is crowning you. You're walking away from something that you've held very dear to you as a vision, a hope, a desire, a dream. You're like, I can't stand next to this. I can't stand up for it. Or I know that while this dream is important to me, it's not going to come through for me. It's a lot of powerful energies crossing there. One's in conflict. What you feel, the dream, hope, and desire, is pretty straightforward. The value attached to it is what's in question. So the Hierophant, a lot of meaning there. But if we were to boil it down, yes or no? Saying, yes, that is a star. Yes, that is a vision. But no, I can't see myself committed to it. I'm going to walk from it. And here's what's interesting to me is that you have proof. King of Pentacles is in your past with the Four of Pentacles exiting. You held on to this for a long time. But just because you held on to it doesn't mean, or that it held on to you, does not mean it was worthy of you. You know, a Four of Pentacles does not a star make. or rather does not really exactly show proof of the desire, which is the Star. So I'm holding on to this dream, or it's holding on to me. But that's not enough. I know better too. The King of Pentacles in your past. I know better. It's not worthy of me. I'm more practical than that. I have plenty of proof by now that this thing is worthy to stand next to and stand up for, or it's not. That it's worthy to reach for, or it's not. And I can commit to it. I shouldn't have to question it at this point. Is this ever going to have greater meaning and significance beyond what I desire for it? And you said, no. It's like, I desire this deeply, but that doesn't mean it's mine, or that I can claim it, or that it's going to claim me. Okay? There's a lot going on in there. No, you did not walk from that randomly. I'm happy to see that 4 of Pentacles is on the exit. Holding on to it, perhaps stubbornly so. But, yeah, I can see that you held on to this long enough to understand that it defied your own sense of self-worth. You walked. For reasons we discussed, and they're not light. None of them are light. This is how you know it's you. You desired this in a way that was more in the realm of spiritual phenomenal, as opposed to, say, simple desires. Okay? 3 of Cups, Knights, stuff like that. There was a big value, and that's a big value. We don't want to question that. Do I really value this? Can I really stand up for it? And does it value me in return? In some way you concluded the answer was no. And you had reason. You held on to it long enough to find out. Before you, the Knight of Cups, some sense of emotional opening there, vulnerability. I don't know. I don't know how long ago it is you walked from this, but you continue to detach from it to this day. Okay? That's how strongly you desired it. This will continue to be a process for many of you. Detaching, detaching, detaching. Okay? And you held on to it. I don't know how long for. Pentacles can be quite stubborn. We're not talking days or weeks. Months, seasons, years. Okay? So again, I cannot impress upon you, this is not a 9 of Cups thing. This was not a 3 of Cups thing. This isn't a Knight of Wands running around. Whatever this is, represented a form of spiritual significance for you, and also the choice to walk from it. Okay? So to see that Knight of Cups for you in the immediate future, you're making it look like it's such an immediate turnaround. Oh, this wasn't an immediate turnaround. No. But I am seeing a softness for you, a form of expression. And it's nice to see that. The Emperor's in your strengths. Oh, yes, I'm sure you can be quite formidable when you want to be. My will, my way, stubborn. You might have a very strong face, in that respect of, again, imposing, strong-willed, strong-minded. But also, the Emperor being in your strengths, not only do you get done what you need to get done, and you insist upon it, okay? You stand firm. You stand firm in what you believe and what you do and why you do it, okay? Not too many people argue with you, I'm guessing. But you also then inherently believe in an equal. You take strength in that. I know there's someone out there like me. Okay? You believe in your equals, not your lessers. So when I'm telling you, you deeply question this, you had to have asked yourself at some point, is this my equal or is this my lesser? The Hermit. In your environment. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That's one of my favorites right there. A hermit, you know, big daddy of healing, but he's very gentle. So, and by that I mean, he arrives to the conclusions he arrives to. He won't be rushed. So he emphasizes in his healing bracket, wisdom. That's what the lantern's for. Insight. A willingness, an active willingness to look back on our past and learn from it. And that's good, true healing. Temperance is different. The Hermit tends to be more of a direct shot. Okay? But active healing, taking your time, walking your path as you understand it. Excellent. Justice is in your hopes and fears. Am I living a good, balanced life? So you ask yourself this quite a bit. That's pretty high. A lot of people concern themselves with different modes of action or kind of feeling of strength or adequacy or confidence. And you're like, oh, I worry about like karma, and I worry about balance, and I worry about technicalities and legalities and spiritual correctness. That's what I do. So you kind of concern yourself with this. It must be exhausting. I understand, though. It's going to represent as a spiritual wrestling match for the Scorpio I'm looking at. It's I can either stand next to something and mean it and believe in it, or I can't. And I gotta take that hit on the chin and walk away from this. Something either represents empowerment to me and I feel correct about it, or it doesn't. Something's either very correct or it's very not correct. So you're constantly regulating. And this is a powerhouse of energies, by the way. None of this is casual. You might have, FYI, while I'm looking at it, Virgo, Aries, Libra, Aquarius, we've got Taurus here. Any of these placements very strongly in your chart. You take the idea of being alive very seriously. Particularly that sense of give and take. Am I correct? Am I so? Am I living a good, righteous life? Am I using my strength of will appropriately? Am I making good decisions? It's no wonder the Emperor's in your strengths. You take justice very seriously. Correctness. There's something about this that you said is not correct. I am deeply attached to it, Christina. But it's not correct, and I know it's not. I gotta go. Mind you, you gave that plenty of time to contradict you. But it didn't. You had to conclude it for yourself. I'm interested. I'm nice. So it's nice then. My point is, for the Scorpio I'm looking at, to see a little bit of a soft spot for you. You got to relax a little bit soon. All right, and the Knight of Pentacles and your outcome, as is. You keep moving as is. You go at your own particular pace. You've made that clear. It is very much my world as I best understand it. And I do my best to navigate every day and mean it every day. Some of you might take your decisions very seriously, do or die. So I know this represented some sort of spiritual conflict for you, but also desire at the highest level. You were at conflict with yourself once upon a time. And then you fix the conflict. If this had given you any more reason to stay, I know you would have done. You would have done. But every time you balanced against it, it kept coming back as not correct. Okay. So I looked up right now. So I like to do a visual time check because you know how I go on and on. And as I said, that is 1313, which is our power number. Okay. Advice, please, for Scorpio. I wanna take a look at this soft guy right here, because you have such strong will. I would even say very masculine energy, but I'm also seeing it as this is my face forward. This is what I do. This is what I believe in, and I put that in front of me at all times like a shield. Which comes across as very masculine. So it's nice to see that softer spot right there. But yeah, I like your Knight of Pentacles out there at the end. It's like, oh no, it's steady as she goes. It's the stuff I've been doing, so. Okay. Ace of Cups. Knight of Cups, Six of Wands. Okay. Yay! Well, I'm not going to lie, honey. You literally had that coming. When you are willing to make the sacrifice, especially something that substantial, because you just, again, I couldn't tell you why. You would know why. You just knew it wasn't, you couldn't say yes to it. It wasn't correct to you in some way inside. Is deeply attached to it. You made the sacrifice. You walked away from this. I'm not here to tell you that you were, no, I don't think you were wrong. You took this subject very seriously. And you let it ride for a while too, before you finally said no. Officially. But anyway, you made a sacrifice, and or maybe it wasn't much of a sacrifice. Whatever this is doesn't look like it was yours. But in some way it was. Anyway, when people do that, something tends to come along. You can call it a reward. That's what's hitting your soft spot. I know that sounds dirty, but it is what it is. Everything sounds dirty when a Scorpio says it. You know, we are the rulers of sex. It literally. If you don't know that, feel free to look it up. All signs have a kind of designation over the physical form. Anyway, there it is. There's the soft spot expressing itself. Someone's opening up to you. You're responding, and it feels good. It feels like it could be love. There's a sense of confidence in there. So I don't know who's dinging your cup there, but you're responding. And it feels soft, and you have the room to express yourself. I like that. It doesn't feel prohibiting at all. That would be soon then. Very. It's right around the corner. That's nice. I'm very happy for you. That's lovely. Whether or not it's a lasting thing, someone who's like you. There's the Emperor again, so you have some very strong Aries in your chart. Could be Aries too. But yeah, you're saying, this one might be like me. Which is great. That's wonderful. Like I said, the Emperor and Empress always are designated with their equal. They give a lot. They sacrifice a lot of time, energy, and effort to be where they are. It's empowerment. So that means they should never, ever say yes to less. You know? That means that person who makes sacrifices. That means that person that takes the hard knocks. That's that person that shows up first and leaves last. I mean, you know? Anyway. That's all. Is that it? Oh, 7 of Pentacles. Steady growth there. Okay, great. Steady as she goes. Very good. You don't want to rush? Cool. That's fine. Great. I don't know why they showed me that. For some of you, 4 days, 7 days, I'm not quite sure. It did come across a little bit as time reference for some of you. It may not be. But there's the ideas here is I'm going to take this one slow, but it feels good. I don't deny it, but I'm going to take this one slow. That's by choice. The insistence, and it looks like that's kind of agreed upon. We're just going to take this and slowly grow into it, you know, but we don't deny. It seems to be a source for new love. Okay? Alrighty, brew. Like I said, steady as she goes. That's it. Let's wrap her up. Oh. Number 20. Nothing real can be threatened. How can you actively participate in creating heaven on earth? Oh, yeah. Nothing real can be threatened. Did this feel real to you, but not at the same time? More desire for you. I grant you a strong one than reality. You're like, that's not secure. That's not real. I can't commit to this. I gotta walk. A fantasy land. Make sure everyone involved is being realistic and on the same page. Okay, so that would explain that steadiness then. It's like, yes, this feels good. Yes, I feel the potential of new love. Let's take it steady, please. I had enough of fantasy. Let's try building into reality. That would make for a nice sexy change, right? Yeah. Okay, we have letters D and 2 W's. That's cool. We have the arrow, Cupid's arrow. Yes, of course, naturally. And then also the arrow of Sag. Some of you might have some very strong Sag in your chart as well. Connecting to the season might be important to you. We have the medallion of Pisces. Samesies. And then we have the chakras in reverse. Whatever the situation represents was very much not being in alignment. And then when we got back in alignment with ourselves, how we were living life got a lot easier. Okay. Well, if not easier, then back to a place of recognition. I hope this helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Pisces, what's up? Show me, Pisces. Temperance, the Ten of Pentacles, yeah. Crowning you, the High Priestess, good. Past, the Lovers, exiting 4 Cups. Before you, 6 of Pentacles, yeah. Strengths, 2 of Swords, we'll talk about that. Justice is in the environment. Hopes and fears, 9 of Pentacles. The outcome is the 6 of Cups. That's beautiful. Wow. Wow. Things are shaping up for you quite well. Well done. Temperance, it took time though. These things do. You've done a great job though. Stabilizing that foundation. And that's something that you have been, as a goal, meeting for some time, I must say. But yeah, expanding in that foundation, increasing your connection, increasing your network, increasing your resources, and then stabilizing it. You've done a great job, and that's taken a lot of time, energy, and effort, but well done. Very good. Good job. A lot of sense of values right there, priorities right there. Okay. Excellent. Your foundation's important to you. I see that. You give it a lot of attention. The High Priestess is crowning you, and then P.S., you listen to yourself. Very intuitive. Naturally, I would expect to see that for you. You try to listen to your intuitive self every day. Navigate by it a little bit every day. About what's best for you overall, what contributes to the fold, your sense of stability, what's worth it, how to navigate tricky situations. You listen to yourself. Excellent. Well done. Continue to develop that skill, and that is a skill. The Lovers in the past, just because it's in the past position does not mean it's over. That just means you're showing me, oh, yeah, that. I'm deeply connected to that. They are of the past, and as far as I can tell, they're still with you. The 6 of Cups is in the outcome, so strong connection there. Someone who you're deeply connected to, top to bottom, right? From the top of your head to the tips of your toes. You line up well with this person spiritually, emotionally. I'm not saying you two are perfect, but you two are very much deeply connected to each other. And for some time, this person shares the intuitive process with you. You kind of know each other very, very well. 4 Cups is on the exit. Beautiful. Bliss. I love it. Whatever sadness or disappointment you used to have or feel, if it represents disappointment of the yesteryears, it's out of there, or it's on its way out. Upsetness, disappointment. That's becoming more and more distant from you every day. Well, you've got a lot going on here. All positive. Beautiful things. They all take time. But I love it. So balanced, strong sense of priority, value, and connectivity. This is gorgeous, honey. 6 of Pentacles. Keep on keeping on. Don't fix what ain't broke. You know what I'm saying? Maintain those balances. Your priorities are in order. And it's lovely. Continue on. All is well. I don't get to say that too often. 2 of Swords is in your strengths. Now that's interesting. Two of Swords, of course, being insistence upon confusion. Okay, I can't make up my mind. It's too confusing. Got to shut it down. Don't want to look at it. And it can often lead to procrastination. If you're going to use Two of Swords as a strength, okay, the willingness to kind of look at everything, A and B, left and right, and to consider it. So if you're going to use the Two of Swords as a strength, just don't get lost to it. I respect a good going over. I really do. Going back and forth, pros and cons, weighing things up. That is absolutely a strength. You also listen to yourself intuitively. Excellent. Just try not to get lost to it in the form of its weakness. Traditionally, Two of Swords would be a weakness. And that's where you might fall prey, right, to procrastination and I can't make up my mind. Try to see it for a strength, right? I look at this and I look at that. But eventually, I look to myself to make a decision. Okay, good. Justice is in your environment. I should say things are looking well balanced here. Very. Between your strong connection, your foundation getting squarely in order, your priorities are just right, just so. Yes, I should say, I should hope that justice is in your environment. Everything kind of feels correct, doesn't it? Technically, spiritually, legally, financially, and in connection to someone else. Everything feels just so. You had to work hard for that, mind you. That kind of balance there, that kind of peace, that's not just something that's handed to us. We have to earn that. We have to work through it. We have to be able to appreciate the present, you know, and see ourselves as connected people, people of worth and purpose and drive. In order to feel this accomplished, but also correct at the same time. Well done. That's beautiful. Hopes and fears is the Nine of Pentacles. I hope I've done a good job. Nine of Pentacles suggests experience, individuation. I hope I've built into this well. I understand. I think you have. I hope all this is a good reflection of me and my talents and my experience up until this point. I think so. I do. But I can see where some of you are like, is this good enough? Did I do good enough? As far as I can tell, yes. You've produced so much, and in connection to someone else, you've achieved so much balance and peace, production, things that are worthy of you and your person. It might cross your mind if you've done enough. Is this the best Pisces I can be? So again, hopes and fears is not an outcome. It's just an indication of who we are on the inside. And who you are on the inside kind of says, I hope I've done my best. I think you have, Pisces, honey. And the Six of Cups is in your outcome. That beautiful partnership continues on. That's beautiful. Do you see the balance in this? It's so lovely. It's so equal. I'm so happy for you. Once more, this is the kind of thing people love to see, but they'll never fully understand it until they allow themselves to be in it and work through it and choose it continuously. And you and your person have chosen each other in this life continuously over and over again, putting the best of yourselves into this life over and over again, and it shows up as 3D, spiritual, emotional, all that. Okay, what's going on? My guess? I don't know if you can hear it. I'm guessing it is a street sweeper. Is it? Is it? Did I win it? Winner, chicken dinner? However that phrase goes. Oh, yeah, I'm right. We had some heavy storms, so it's sweeping out the streets now. Okay, let's get some advice, please, for Pisces. No, it's winner, chicken dinner. Yes. Right? Well, it is what it is. Let's get some advice, please. Oh, yes, we've had some very heavy storms. All right. Two of Pentacles, the Eight of Pentacles, the Ten of Wands. It's not easy. No, it's not. Many of you have chosen to take on very heavy levels of responsibility, more so as it ties to work. Some of you work a couple of jobs, or you wear many hats. And it's something that you've chosen to do, and I say that at the Ten of Wands. So again, Ten of Wands, if you're going to have burdens, they need to be burdens of choice. It's like I've chosen to carry this many roles. I've also chosen to excel in many roles. This is how I see myself. This is how I express myself in terms of time, energy, and effort. I see myself as being highly productive and of use. So I kind of chose to carry these things. It gets hard. It gets very hard, but you're like stability, way of life, and foundation were important to me. Purpose and focus have always been important to me. So yeah, I do a lot. I carry a lot. But it's worthy of me, even though it gets hard sometimes. It shows, honey. It pays off. Look at all that balance. But just FYI, if some of you ever in future think about consolidating those roles into one concept or one idea, that may not be a bad idea. But you have a lot on you, attached to you, but you've chosen it. You have. But every now and again, remember to put your bundle down, take breaks. The Moon, that is you. That is your power card. Strength, the Two of Cups. One of the things that powers you actually is the strength of feeling that you have between yourself and this person. It's literally gives you strength. You don't go on and on about it. That's what's interesting to me. The connection speaks for itself on the surface where people can see you two. But internally, in a quiet space, you're saying that love gives you the strength of 3 or 4 Pisces. That connection you have, that lovers, that soul bond just falls into place so easily on its own, doesn't it? I know you two work at it. It has to be chosen, like I said, over and over again to sustain it, particularly at the level that you two have it. But you've done such a good job, the both of you. And you're like, thank you, that's my secret power. Yeah, you thrive on it. You thrive on love. You thrive on balanced love. You're saying it charges you. Makes you feel strong. You take that to such a quiet place. You're not that person that goes on and on about your connection. No, you just kind of feel it deeply on the inside. It fuels you. It charges you. Interesting. People might think you are a detached, maybe even a cold, overworking, overbearing fish, but you're not. You're really, really not. You produce that much because that's how much love and security you have. You know what you got. You know what you've created. And it fuels you from the inside out. You might be just naturally introverted. And that makes perfect sense to me. 36. I am too. 36. Leader of the light. Where are you being called to serve and support others? I knew it. I knew you were in supportive roles. It may not be the most high-paying gigs. We're talking like a lot of nonprofit work, or even if it's just like one job, you wear or expected to wear multiple hats. And it's just something you feel called to. You always have. Yeah. It's not easy at all. No, it isn't. I understand. But just kind of like I try to listen to my calling about where I'm supposed to serve and where I will serve or create the most use, not just for myself, but for others. And you've done a remarkable job creating balance, not just for you then, but for others. It's beautiful. That's gorgeous, honey. I love your reading today. I really, really do. I really do. To be a person of service. To be a person of service to the light where you help fulfill other people's, or help them better fulfill their own roles in lives. You thrive on that. Learning secrets. Stay open-minded and receptive as you uncover hidden truths and embrace the lessons they offer. Some of you, frankly, are just good listeners. It's one of the reasons why you're so darn successful. You listen, and then you try to fulfill the needs of others. What are they saying? What are they expressing? Very good listeners. What are they saying they need? And perhaps I can fill that piece. It's one of the things that's made you so successful is that you listen. You hear what other people don't hear. We have one letter, U. We have medallions, both Leo. Keyword here being generous. Some of you are very, very, very generous with your time. I see that. You'd have to be, wouldn't you? But some of you have some very strong Leo in your chart. Obviously, could be connecting to, and then their season might be important to you. We have the blanket of many, many stars. And connecting, I know. It's not just your vision you connect to. You help others connect to theirs too. I knew it. I knew it. But yeah, you help fulfill wishes. And then we have the owl. Very insightful. Large eyes, observation skills, listening. Intelligent too. We have the peacock in reverse. We don't do this for show or recognition. You don't like to be in the light. You don't like to be center stage. You like to work behind the scenes. And then we have the spider, building a community. Here it's in the positive respect of the web building, what you're connected to and why. Being very resourceful, maximizing it. You're not trapping anybody. No, no, no. You help create something. You help create an elaborate structure. Okay. Pisces, honey, this was a great reading. I hoped it helped you. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well. Cancer, what's up? Show me Cancer, please. Show me Cancer. Okay, first card down, the World. Crossing, the Knight of Cups. Crowning you, Nine of Swords. Three of Wands is in the past. Yeah. Yeah. Exit, Seven of Cups. Yeah. Eight of Cups. I don't blame you. No. Oh, honey, let's wrap this one. I already have half a mind to do this one over. It's so Dick and Jane the way that this is stacking. Okay, well, it's if it helps you, it'll get confirmation. But I will say this: it's very clear, it's very directional. This is not for the Cancers. Like I don't know, you know. And we all get it's not just Cancer. All collectives, you know, experience that from time to time. But no. This is incredibly straightforward. If you're familiar with tarot, you've already figured it out. The Hanged Man is in your strengths. Yeah, I got you. Seven of Wands in your environment. Yeah, it makes sense. Hopes and fears, Ace of Swords, reasonable. And then the outcome is the Two of Wands, decisions made. You are a very decided Cancer. I'll give you that. I love it when people show me, oh no, I know myself well. This is what I've been experiencing. I know it's no good. It's caused me a lot of unnecessary fuss. It's not worth keeping me up at night. I gotta go. And so that's it. Here's who is incredibly straightforward today. And that's why I'm chuckling, because it's like, wow, this Cancer knows themselves really well. But congratulations. The more you know yourself, the more, or rather I should say, clearer things get in tarot, literally. That's how it typically works. The less confused we are, the more we are in alignment with ourselves, the more we are on the same page with ourselves, it gets really clear very quickly. The World, we're closing out a cycle. Knight of Cups is challenging. It's not saying that you don't have a soft spot. It's not saying that you don't have a vulnerability side. It's just like, yeah, I have all those things with the Knight of Cups. I'm just choosing to kind of cut it off towards that particular option. Would you like to be softer? Would you like to be more expressive? Would you like to be vulnerable? Yeah. Towards this? No. Nine of Swords, and this is something that's been on your mind. I think you gave whatever this is, reasonably speaking, a fair shot, more than a fair shot. But it's kind of like, I think about this all the time. It stresses me out. And it shouldn't stress me out. Three of Wands is in the past. You're like, I have been waiting. I've just been waiting. I've been waiting for this situation to make itself more clear to me, make a stronger emotional investment, because you're showing me water, water, water. That's important to you. And it's like, why am I waiting though? Right? It makes me wonder if you had much to wait for at the time you chose waiting. But I'm saying it more in that space of anticipation. You anticipated more to come from this, and it didn't. You waited on a stronger appearance for someone's feelings to show up, present themselves, anchor them more to you for this connection, and they didn't. And it's like, I have to be, I'm right there with you, honey. It doesn't look like it's worth the fuss. The Nine of Swords, the shoulda, coulda, wouldas, and did I give this enough time? I don't think you gave this enough time. I know you did. You do too. So don't discount yourself. Okay. Waiting is a precarious thing. And a lot of people don't see waiting as waiting. Nobody likes it when they hear that bluntly. They're thinking, I'm just giving this time. I'm just giving this space. And what's behind that is hope. But hope stretched out over time, we finally understand that nasty little W word, waiting. I'm waiting on this. Shit. Shouldn't be doing that. Don't get me wrong, waiting has its place. Usually in the context of patience, or you understand absolutely something's coming through, and it requires a little more patience. Okay, fine. And then there's just waiting that's open-ended, and this was absolutely open-ended. Seven of Cups is on the exit. We don't want to continue to explore this. No, we're not inspired to continue to explore this emotionally. Options in love. It's not as thrilling as people think it is. Ooh, I have options in love. Well, it's not so fun when you're the option, right? You put it in that context, it starts to lose its appeal. Oh, I'm waiting on someone else's feelings to show up more strongly, which means I'm the option. Click. See what I'm saying? It's pretty straightforward. You're doing the right thing. I completely 100% support your decision. Eight of Cups is before you. Again, if you're familiar with tarot, you saw that coming. You felt it coming. If that is you, you know it's coming. You're walking. You don't want to keep yourself open and available to this, nor should you. And I agree with you. If something is going to emotionally invest or anchor itself, as I often say, it presents itself sooner rather than later. I'm not saying it's like the next day or in the 24 hours. No, that's a red flag. But stuff that gets stretched out over time, that's also a red flag. Okay? Two people should be comfortably exploring love together, more or less at the same time, in terms of the investment and how you're experiencing it. And to date, you really do not like what you have experienced. Okay, so I'm thinking that Nine of Swords is mostly just the stress of this, saying it for what it is, the truth of it, that weighs on you. How did I get caught up in this? How did I allow that to happen? All that crap. Don't worry about it. Process it. Move past it. You'll be done before you know it. Close this out. You're already in the process. The Hanged Man is in your strengths. I believe you. Did I consider everything? No. Did I consider everything? Yes, you did. Did you need confirmation? Yes, you did. You considered everything. You're good. You couldn't wait any more than you did. You couldn't put any more thought into this than you already had, etc. Seven Wands in your environment. Get out. So, no. It's one of those things, guys, where it's just like you're reinforcing your boundaries, as one should, in situations like this. So I don't know if this is at a distance from you, and even then, distance is a choice. A lot of people can work through distance, but if you understand that if I've chosen to open myself up towards this person at a distance, I should still be seeing evidence or signs of life. Yeah, correct. You can still develop and connect to a relationship, even if it's at a long distance. It's harder, but you would still have evidence. So distance isn't an excuse. Something's either taking place and you can trust it and it's connecting, or it can't. That's it. It's a choice. Waiting is a choice. Distance is a choice. You can either step up to that and mean it, or you can't. Myself, personally, no. I wouldn't choose it. I'm that person. In my love language, I need physical proximity. So for those people, and that's something I know about me, I'm not going to argue with it. I'm not going to contest it. It just makes sense for me. You got to understand what makes sense for you. I think you tried it and you don't care for it. The waiting thing or the distance thing. So 7 of Wands. Boundaries. That's it. Done. It's not a challenge, guys. It's not a contest. I share it because I want people to understand you don't have to. But if you try, you got to choose it. Nonetheless, something's either developing or it's not. Okay, Ace of Swords, hopes and fears. Like I said, reasonable. You hope you made the right choice. You're afraid you didn't. Hopes and fears is a guarantee of nothing. It's just a reflection of who we are on the inside. No, you made the right choice. I trust your Hanged Man as your strengths. You did it. You've been there. You've done that. You're closing this cycle out. You really shouldn't be having this much crap on your mind about something here that just won't take off. It just won't. Okay? You stuck around long enough to find out. You honestly have an answer. 2 of Wands in your outcome. Done. I literally gave that as much as I could. It was incredibly straightforward. Okay, I'm sorry. But also, no, I'm not sorry. We don't want to do stuff like this. It wastes our time. And it undermines who we are as people. You know? Don't undermine yourself. Yeah. Honey, you're not even emotionally attracted to this anymore. That's saying something. When Cancer loses emotional attraction for something, given how flexible and open you guys are, that's saying something. That says a lot. That says a lot to me. Oh, honey. No. Okay. It's very acute. I'm thinking, this is on your mind right now. You're gonna pull that decision. May I be so bold? You're gonna make this decision officially this weekend, aren't you? That's how acute this one is. Not obtuse, acute. So like I said, either yours or not yours. Four of Swords, 10 of Cups. Oh, you've been talking. Okay, good. Well, that's very you, isn't it? 4 of Swords and the 10 of Cups. You've been spending some good time with family and friends, and you're kind of like, I've been talking to them, and I know this doesn't fit me. And it doesn't suit, and frankly, I'd rather focus on my inner circle where I find love and support already there. I don't actually have to search and wait for it. And you've gotten some good feedback from family and friends that are backing up your decision as well. Yeah, some good time with the people who love and care about you the most and getting their direct feedback, not being an island, openly discussing it. It's just like, oh, Cancer, no, honey, no. No. You done what you could. You showed me the Knight of Cups. If you have that lovely feeling and you have softness and vulnerability and romanticism, don't let it go to waste. Move it on. Move it on elsewhere. You know? Move it on elsewhere. 2 of Pentacles, the Empress, the 2 of Cups. Is this my equal, yes or no? You already know. My equal in love. Are we ever going to get on the same page? The fact that you're showing me a 2 of Pentacles as the Empress tells me once more you already have the answer. Okay? I want you to find your equal. I want you to find your equal in love. But you shouldn't have to do this for an extended period of time in order to find out. It either is or it isn't. Okay? But yes, indeed, I want you to find someone you connect to who is your quality, your equal quality in here. 2 of Cups should not be that hard to achieve. You've done your bit trying to ensure that this is on the same page, or that it isn't, you have an answer. Okay? I'm not trying to be mean. I just want that Cancer to understand I'm confirming your decision. Makes perfect sense. You know? Number 26. Soul alignment. It's time for a radical change. How can you show up for yourself in ways that you never have before? Yeah, show up for yourself and ask yourself, Cancer, honey, is this acceptable? No. Is this what we believe in? Waiting around for love, hoping it'll show up and show itself more strongly? No. I believe it actually happens sooner rather than later and much more easily than this. That's what I actually believe. Okay, So let's not keep contradicting ourselves and causing ourselves unnecessary stress, because that suggests fragmentation and that we're running contrary to our own principles and values. So let's do ourselves a favor and reinforce those boundaries and stop playing around with this. And this is how we honor thyself. Good job. Number 26. I mean that. Beautiful. Sometimes we just need a simple, quick lesson about, oh yeah, this is why I have boundaries. It's to prevent stupid shit like this. Okay, I'm going to stop doing it. Sometimes it is that simple, you know? This, whatever this is, at best, helped you reinforce your boundaries. So think of it that way. It was a good exercise, huh? Okay, answers unfold. Keep your mind open and be willing to learn from this experience, as just said. Spiritual retreat, seek solitude to reconnect with your inner wisdom and emerge rejuvenated. And that's where I see your family and friends context kick in. That was very helpful. All right. We have the letters T, and that's it. We have the medallion of Leo, Gemini, and Aquarius. You might have, and Aries, yes, of course. You might have any of these very strong placements in your chart, could be connecting to, or their seasons might be important to you. Here we have the fox, a sense of cleverness, cuteness, but clever. Clever, quick-witted, fast-moving, cunning, that kind of thing. And then we have the blanket of stars, you know, connecting to your dreams, and they're small dreams. They connect to something larger. You're connected to something larger. Your dreams are simple but beautiful. Okay. Okay, Tony, I hope this helped you. Good job. Put in the comments. Take care. Be well.